So I just want to say, first off, like I was saying, thank you for doing this. I think it's an important conversation to have, and I think you're the right person to talk to about it. Simply
Yes.
because I feel, and I think you would agree with this premise that you push the fair use value, or apparently you don't even care about fair use at all. And I don't want to put words on your mouth, so you can correct me where I'm wrong. But you seem to not care about it, or at least you push it as far as it can go. So you seem like the right person to talk about it with.
Okay, so I think there's 3 points to that. I don't want to get too debatey yet, but basically, I think I value a good life product, right? One. Two, I think I'm the right guy because I do a lot of it. I do good reacts, bad reacts, but overall I do a high density of reacts. I do a lot of it. But on top of that, against popular belief, I guess these days, I ask for permission a lot, and I try to make an ecosystem where things are good and not conflictual. That's
Right.
the main point. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, that's all fair. That's all good. I want to make one, I guess I want to make one thing clear at the top, is that I want to focus on the YouTube uploads.
Yeah.
Because the Twitch streaming itself, I feel like is too much of a gray zone, and there's industry standard. I would be less, I would be more hesitant to call what happens on Twitch a violation of any kind. So I just want to focus on what you upload to your YouTube channel. Is that okay?
Okay, so that's gonna be a yes and a no, because I truly believe that Twitch is somewhat of a competitor on VODs. If Twitch didn't have VODs, then that'd be wrong. That'd be right. But Twitch has VODs, and all the VODs stay up. And when people react, they leave the VODs up. And it's quite literally the same thing as being able to watch or listen to music on stuff that remains in the VOD.
Okay, that's true. But just for the sake of this conversation, I just want to focus on, because like from a legal perspective, and I know you don't really care about the legality of it, and that's fine. But I just want to focus on like the YouTube videos as they stand as like a product. I understand that the VODs are on Twitch, and that would create an inherent problem as well. But just for the sake of the conversation, to keep things clean and keep us from getting too messy, that's my focus. If that's okay with you.
Okay. You know what? Okay. Just for the sake of having a good argument, I'll do that. Except for when the topic matters, right?
Sure.
It really matters. If it doesn't matter, overall, fine. But there are certain points that like it plays a big role into it. If it's too big, I think I want to ignore it. But
you know what? That's 100% fine. I guess I'm just saying that for myself, so that when I'm talking, you understand that I'm talking about your YouTube channel and not making general statements about what's happening on Twitch. Okay?
That is
okay, cool.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, cool. So I guess my first question for you to start is that, do you think your work is transformative? Of course, that's one of the main tenets of fair use. Do you think your work is transformative?
Yes.
You do?
Yep.
Wait.
Here, I mean, okay, because I was watching you yesterday, and here you said it's absolutely not transformative. Here it is.
You don't have to care. That's totally fine. But do you agree that you've created non-transformative reactions?
100%, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We've agreed.
So here you say you've 100% made non-transformative reactions. Did you change your mind?
No, absolutely not. I didn't change my mind. The whole point is that nevers are really bad, because I think we all have stuff that is not transformative. If you do a full-on yes or no, I just kind of like play with the question, and that was kind of like on the fly.
So, but your work is not fully transformative. Some of it is not, by your own admission.
Yeah, some of it is less reactive. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So in that regard, do you care at all about like IP or copyright? Or like the fact that it's illegal, does that matter? That it might be illegal, does that matter to you?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Well, if flat out doesn't, because in that...
But that's fair. That's totally fair. And so because it doesn't matter to you, I don't think there's any point to really even discuss
I can elaborate
fair use law.
I can elaborate a little bit.
Go ahead, please.
And open the door a tiny bit, just to give you a general angle. I truly believe that usually the people that enforce it are the ones that have a problem with it, right? The problem with the nature of the content itself. Because in terms of legality, right? Technically, if I'm playing some Telltale game, well, I mean, they could take me down anytime they want, right? Because that's their game, and I'm yoinking their stuff, right? So legality-wise, they could clap me for everything I've got, but for just playing their game.
Sure, yeah. But obviously, well, so fair use is decided on a case-by-case basis by a judge or jury. So it's hard to do big sweeping generalizations about what is and what isn't. But ultimately, if I understand your position, you don't really care about the legality of it. You're more like concerned with the philosophical thoughts of reacting to content.
The limitations of that is that I care enough about it to where it affects me, right? So I have to care because it's the legality of it, right? Like if somebody wants to strike down, wants to send out a claim, whatever, well, I have to act on that, right? So whether I care or not, that will happen. Not like, and it happens all the time. Except I like to create an environment where I engage with people and content that are not going to do that because they believe in the mutually beneficial nature of the interaction, such as video games. Even though the video games could strike me and then they want for just playing their game on my stream.
Right. Right. And so, okay. So I think my point is that we can kind of skip this whole conversation and move on to the, because I think we both agree, if we did a fair use analysis, and you admit that when you says it's not transformative, that a lot of the stuff you do would fail the fair use test. Oh, so we're on the same page, yeah.
And also a lot of your stuff too, so we're in the same boat pretty much.
Probably not as much, no.
So I did a little of the stats. Maybe you don't want to hear it, or because you want to kind of la la la. But by density of content, with how much you upload as a person, as a channel, I upload this much, right? Overall, because I have a lot of runtime, you upload about this much. If you were to break down the percentage of non-transformative content, your ratio is almost higher as mine.
I have no idea what you're trying to say right now.
Well,
you're going to have to unpack that more. I don't understand this much, that much. You got to explain that a little more.
So the content you upload on your YouTube and on your channels, right? The things that are on YouTube, because you don't want to do Twitch, right?
Talking about my podcast?
Doesn't matter. Your content, the stuff that you upload, right? The stuff that you control and upload. Yes?
Okay. Okay, sure.
So overall, if you add all the content you put out there, right? I have about that much because it's a lot of runtime. It's a lot of.
I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Do you have proof of that? Like you're just saying that much, this much. That seems a little silly.
I have one of the highest runtime across the internet in terms of like putting out content.
Oh, literally. But fair use doesn't have to do with how long your stream is. It has to do with your commentary on the video.
Absolutely.
If your stream is 12 hours long and you're reacting to an 8-minute video, it doesn't matter. It matters what you said about the 8-minute video. It doesn't matter how long you stream for. So I don't understand your point.
So if you let me elaborate on my point instead of breaking the semantics, right? Because you could have went against.
Not semantics. That's how fair use works.
Okay, we're not even talking about the nature of the content yet. Fuck the content. It could be a blank.
Hold on, just to be clear, you said you don't do fair use, but I don't also. So we're talking about fair use, just to be clear, right?
Okay. Let's reel back a little bit and stop being stupid for a minute and just kind of like listen. Okay.
I'm listening.
You said that I upload non-transformative content. Yes, you said that.
You said that too, but
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100%, yeah. And I said that you do too, right? And I'm not saying, so you would say, oh, but dude, this is like a U2 double fall fallacy, right? But in the instance where you try to take the high road and say, well, I don't do this, guys. Well, you do. And my next point is that in amount of content that you upload, you're non-reactive, there's actually quite a lot of it.
I don't know what that means. You have to stop saying that. It doesn't mean anything. You're just saying stuff.
Well, I'm saying that
you're just doing this. You do a lot of this and this. There's no stats. There's no data. I don't even know what you're referring to.
Let's say
I mean, if you want to talk about stats and data, there's one specific video that I just analyzed. Just picked one out of the lot. A rapper who got a $20 Anne Frank tattoo. This is a let me just read off some stats, and you can tell me if mine matches up or is worse. So this is a video uploaded to your channel 10 days ago. A rapper who got a $20 Anne Frank face tattoo, okay? So the original video's runtime is 9 minutes and 13 seconds. Oh, sorry, no. The original video is 8 minutes, 33 seconds, okay? The video here that you uploaded is 9 minutes, 13 seconds. That means you added 40 seconds to an 8.5 minute video, adding 7.8% runtime. Actually, I even did you a favor. I condensed all of your commentary on this specific video into just a short video because it's only 40 seconds. So I'll show this. Well, this is important because what you say, the commentary does matter.
Before you finish, let me go. So you're about to prove me right. I said I do non-transformative dog shit, and you're about to show me non-transformative dog shit.
Okay, fair. So I don't have to show it to you.
I mean, go clap me because I mean I just said I did that. That's like saying I'm white and I'm on camera.
Well, you said that yours is more transformative than mine, so I don't understand the consistency or the point you're trying to make.
Now that you've brought that up, I mean, sure, let's take I'm gonna do a
well, hold on. Before you do that, let's just I do think it's interesting because the commentary does matter.
Do that.
What?
So then, where?
Arnold began to notice that
Music?
Arnold didn't have the best voice. Recognized one of the
What the fuck am I watching? I mean, if that, hey,
tattoo was finished.
Wait, that
instant response.
that did pretty good actually. What the fuck? That guy's really good who did that.
The argument that every explained.
Bro, that crowd though. Oh, is that Tana? What the fuck? Adam 22.
What the fuck?
It wasn't of interest to Arnold.
But why do you always pick the dumbest for any comments? I guess. I thought they had like one song. Fair enough. Hey, that's legit. Shit.
Yeah, one song.
Well, anyway, he's like Kappa. He talks normally and shit.
Wait, feel good about themselves.
Chat said
So that's the entirety of the commentary you added to his 8, and I think it's even fair. And I know you don't defend yourself on this, so I guess it's kind of a moot point. But the quality of the commentary, like you have to be commenting, analyzing, being critical of the content you're watching for it to be fair use. But that doesn't matter, right? Because you don't even believe.
Ethan, I think you're right. I think you got me. So I think instead, I think we should get an example, one of your examples then.
Sure, I'd love to.
Let's get one of your examples that show me the guidelines, what I should do to react. How do I post that in chat? Can I post this right here? Click on that. So instead of having my example of it, I think we should use yours instead, so I could learn how to be a better creator. How about you click on that? Play it.
Good idea. I'd love to check it out. Oh, I have to open it. Okay, I'll open it.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
1 second here. So yeah, you uploaded to your xQc clips channel. You uploaded 5. Dude, so you uploaded 5. Well, I just want to explain it. You uploaded 5 clips. Or wait, shit. You upload on this channel so fucking much.
So when it was my turn, you played my clip. When it's your turn, you don't play the clip and you just comment before seeing it. How about you just?
No, I'm setting it up for you. I'm gonna play. I'm opening it.
Okay,
here. Sorry. So here it is. Here's one of them from your channel. 1.2 million views and 6. Now, is it okay if we watch this one? Ethan shows xQc how transformative reactions are done. Number 4. This is the one you upload.
Number 4 works. Oh, number 1, 2, 3, or 4, 65.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all good. So here it is.
Go ahead.
So you can. Hours. Okay, King.
Jesus.
Finally over. Logan Paul.
Do you notice a problem already, Felix? There's a cut here. Okay, King.
Jesus.
Why is there a cut there?
Huh?
Yeah, there's a cut here.
So whenever you play my video, did I say, "Wait, Ethan? I think I've seen something on the screen right there. Is that a dead pixel? Is that just play the fucking video, bro? Jesus Christ."
Okay, but it undermines your argument if you're showing an edited clip. If you're cutting out my commentary and then trying to say you do fair use, this seems a little silly. But I'll play it. I'll play
the video.
Okay,
Jesus.
Finally over. Logan Paul apologized.
CoffeeZilla, your slang is. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, more like an internet criminal.
Oops, wrong video. That was the first response. He actually
10
apologized.
Seconds of him sitting there like a moron. So look at this idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not high effort.
No. This is like
not
that.
high effort.
I mean, hold on. Here,
Hold on.
let me get a
not
taste
it either.
of this. He didn't talk about it. He's literally just sitting there quietly for the first 30 seconds. You should sue him Fuck you, XQC, you beef bitch.
Turns out it's actually on his secondary channel.
So if she chooses, I'll play the whole thing. Just let me know when to stop. If you want me to.
It's entitled "Thank You, Coffeezilla." It's the third response.
They could sue you, and they would be right to sue you. I think they would be in the right.
I think so.
Thank you,
Paul. And it's a pretty big change in Logan's attitude so far. So let's see what he has to say to us.
Coffeezilla is not a criminal.
I wonder what Ethan has to say, to be honest.
Logan was going to hire me.
What?
I'm just wondering, because the guy says, I wonder what he has to say. I wonder what you have to say about this, because I'm watching you, and you haven't said shit yet, so I mean...
you told me to let the clip play. Do you want me to let the clip play, or do you want me to interrupt it? You got to choose a lane.
I was trying to be creative with it, and kind of do commentary at the same time, and I was asking the oldie Ethan, the guy that's morally above everybody, high-roading, to react to it, but he's not saying shit, so there's like a problem with it.
Okay. Do you want me to keep playing it, or have we seen enough?
Keep going.
Okay, cool.
But in all seriousness, this video...
That's a good one right there, boy.
Does have some major admissions in it I want to go through. For one, Logan apologizes to me.
I called him. I apologized.
My criticism of him right now is that he uploaded this to YouTube. Because I understand the nature of... I mean, listen, it goes on. But I'm going to tell you, I find it really interesting that you think this is compelling. This is actually... First of all, there's so many cuts in it. It's not persuasive at all. But one thing I do want to ask you about is why you cut out the beginning of the segment when I talked about it. Here's when I set up the video. Here it is. And again, the framing, what you say in the before and after is really important. So here's how that clip starts, Felix, which you cut out for some reason. Yeah, so Logan made a video after he got absolutely bodied for his response. Where he's like, I'm going to sue you. This is bullshit. Why did you cut this? Me. Oh, you played a video.
So is that a pre-act? Is that like
Oh yeah, it's part of the same clip. You just went in and took out like 30-second slices from it.
So basically what you're saying is that if, you're going to the bar, right? And this part is like where you get in and where you get like a beer or something like that, right? And the rest of it you just fucking say basically it's like the intro. So if you put an intro, you're good. You say, guys, I have a video today, guys, and it's me.
So you don't understand how fair use works, and that's fine. But I don't know why you want to debate fair use when you don't care about it. Yes, what you say in the beginning matters, bro. You're analyzing, I'm contextualizing, I'm criticizing, I'm analyzing it. That's what fair use is. I'm transforming it. I'm not just sitting there and the audience isn't just watching the video while, you know, I mean, you do get up and go to the bathroom a lot. So I know that you want to, but that's fine because you don't care about it. But for you to think that this is
you use me as an example for your identity. This is what you're saying.
Felix, do you think this clip is compelling? Do you see what I'm saying, that this example is really dishonest?
Okay, so in that clip, my editor edited your own words saying, look at him.
Can I ask you something? Your editor did this? Have you watched it?
Well, yeah, I watched it like you just did, yeah.
Oh, you did? So you just watched it for the first time?
So the cuts are...
Have you watched the unedited version on my podcast?
Yeah,
okay.
The cuts
so then why was this removed?
If you don't let me talk, I mean, we're not gonna have a conversation. If you want to,
I just want to get to the point. You know what I mean? Because I don't want you to deflect. I want to know why you cut this part.
Then when you ask a question, you have to wait for me to answer. Otherwise, it's not gonna work.
You said okay. Go ahead.
Because you asked a question, you did 3 times. That's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So there's 4 of them out of many of them. By the way, we only uploaded 4 because we didn't want you to go crazy with the DMCA stuff. Basically, it's pretty much a lot of it is spliced and it's back to back. So yeah, there is a cut, but it goes back.
Yeah,
so it's like you're pausing a video, but it's the same thing. You go in stretches of 2.5, 3 minutes without talking.
You haven't proven that. But here's what I will say.
Go to get one of the one. Go get the one from Meat Canyon. That one is you. Okay, listen.
Okay.
You combo mustache twiddling, hair, and neck skin, and you do like this. And you have all sorts of things, and that's major react, bro. I have to give it to you.
So that's right. No, you're right. You're right. You understand this concept because you talk about it all the time. Meat Canyon is my friend who gave me permission to react.
Oh, so it's about permission then. So now we're moving the goalposts. So
hold on. It is. Hold on. Before we move on, I just want to make it clear that when you're accusing me of not adding enough commentary, that you did upload a clip that's deceptively edited, and I mean, frankly, dishonest. Why did you cut this beginning part?
Okay, so Ethan.
Why did you cut this?
Unfortunately, the problem that I have right now is that you're saying that now, and you're saying all this whatever, right? but it's quite literally you in the video that's edited that says he's sitting
If
there.
there's cuts in it, it's not the video. How is, if there's cuts in it, how is that a representation of my analysis?
All right, then examine Exhibit B, the Meat Canyon one. Then go with
I already told you I had permission.
Okay. So now,
why do I need to look at that?
So now it's about permission. All I'm saying.
That is one aspect, yeah.
In the video you're trashing me, you say he's sitting there for 40 seconds without talking. That's one of your major concerns or criticism. It's why it's highlighted so much in the video. That's a big hit you can do at me. And I'm going to show examples of you multiple times where you go not only 40 seconds, you go 2 minutes without talking. So then,
right.
I don't have to argue against you. You have to argue against yourself because these are your own words. And then you have to watch your own video. No.
So here's what I'll say about that. You're right, because the 40-second thing is not a good analysis. That wasn't a good thing I said, because when you're considering fair use, you
take it back then. Take it back.
Consider it in the totality of it.
Take it back.
No, you still are a content thief, in my opinion.
Take it back.
No, why would I take it back?
Because if you're gonna reel back and say, I said.
No, I just said that wasn't a good analytical point. I still think you're a content thief.
Okay, but so take back what you said then.
Why? I believe it. I know I am. I apologize for the 40-second thing. I don't think it was a good analysis.
Okay. You want to go with the other comments that you made or not?
Huh?
You want to go with the other comments that you made or not?
Which comment?
We could go through all of them. Because you're wrong. You're wrong across the board. Every behavior you call me out on, you have done in those videos. There's
if you say so. But why? Do you want to? Okay, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Why does that matter? Why does that matter?
Okay, because earlier you said, do you care about this all the time? Not all the time? And I gave you an answer. You were like, got him. He said not all the time, when you seem to be the guy who doesn't do any stealing or thieving. And I have 4 examples right there. And you're
No, you did not show an example.
Well, then get another one then.
Well, that's not my job. You're the one that's trying to prove it. Why the fuck should I go pursue and try to prove I don't do fair use? That seems stupid.
Wait, that seems like that's exactly what you guys have been doing on Twitter and whatnot, right? That's your whole concern.
I'm showing stuff about you and not telling you to go find a video of yourself not doing fair use. That's moronic.
So you said thief, right? Show me one.
Yeah. I just did with the Anne Frank one. You did 44 seconds of commentary on an 8-minute, 30-second video where you offered no critical analysis.
And do you know if I had permission?
Did you have permission for that?
Yeah, maybe I didn't.
So why don't you tell? Wait, why won't you tell me? Did you or didn't you?
I'm just saying, are we moving the goalpost there now?
It's not a goalpost. It's just another facet of the conversation. It's not a goalpost.
It quite literally is when you make it a goalpost.
Okay, I do want to talk about the permission thing, okay?
There you go.
But I just want to, I do want to say one thing. In my career, in my 10 years of career, I'm sure that there's been times where I've done a less good job of reacting fairly to content. I'm sure of it, right?
So you were a thief then. So you were a thief and you're not anymore.
And that's something I acknowledge and something that I'm always working on and analyzing and thinking how I can do it better. It's something I really care about. And the reason why this conversation is interesting is because it's something that you don't care about. And I'd like to know, and I'd like to understand that. But are you saying, have I ever done a bad reaction in my whole career? Yeah, yes, probably, almost certainly.
So then, would you agree that old Ethan, or not too old Ethan, is a thief, sack of dog shit motherfucker?
Sure, yeah. In those, if that's what happened in that time, sure. I was a dog shit, sack, loot, whatever the fuck you said.
Have you made any efforts to repair the damage or the things that you've stolen from the people that you thieved from?
Well, again, I don't have specific examples. There's nobody that's approached me, so you know.
Have you taken accountability the same way you want me to take accountability publicly for that?
I just did, didn't I?
Not really.
Why not? I just said, yeah, I've probably done that. So what do you want me to do?
You're going to rob a bunch of people and say, guys, I might have robbed somebody. Lol. Moving on. I mean, it seems like kind of a cop-out, to be honest.
Well, it's not like going in a store and sticking somebody up. Fair use is interpreted by a judge or jury.
So is it thief or is it not thief? Because the way I see it,
the way you do it, I think is theft.
When you steal something from somebody, right? There's gonna be a process of like finding who's guilty, how much, and there's a whole process behind it, like the legal system is. Just like, I mean, don't you care about the legal system? You seem to care about DMC a lot, right? So being a thief, surely you're gonna care about that a lot. So did you de-damage them? Did you talk to them? Did you make an apology?
I don't know who the victims are or if there are any. All right, let's move on. We're talking in circles a little bit. We want to talk about the permission thing?
Sure. I mean, So what you're doing is running away, pretty much. We're not running in circles.
Well,
we're
no,
running in a direction, and you're going straight forward. That's what's going on right now.
Right. That's clearly not the case. But
Gotcha.
I will just let it be for the sake of continuing the argument.
Gotcha. Keep going then.
But yeah, you do it every single day. I mean, I've done it maybe a few times in my career. I've done, and again, I don't know who the victims are, and if they come, or nobody's ever come to me. Has anyone ever complained that you stole their videos?
Anybody that has reached out
Anybody
to me,
ever?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, 100%. Yes.
Okay, because nobody's ever complained to me about that.
Oh, so now you care about robbing somebody, right? And
Well,
if they didn't tell me, well, you know what? We're chilling.
You're saying the victim of the crime doesn't matter?
Which is exactly what you went after me with everybody else.
Does the victim
saying,
of a crime
well,
not matter?
he's asking after the fact, which is the exact argument that you went at me for, and you're running away from it.
I don't know. Listen, the proof that you have victims is literally just concrete proof you did it. That's the only reason I'm saying it. I don't understand your point.
So when we say victims, I said people that...
Yeah, some people you stole from.
Okay.
They're a victim.
So, okay, what about your victims?
I don't know who they are. How many times do I need to say that?
Me reaching out and making an agreement with them and creating this...
Every time?
Yes, you're not... Okay, listen, Ethan, if you want to open up the chat and go with the logs, I have so many logs to make your head spin. Okay?
Let me ask you a question.
I have hundreds of emails sent to people, more than any reactor, which is more than your friend Hassan. He does way less asking than I do permission.
Why are you bringing up Hassan? What does that have to do with anything?
Because whenever he was on your podcast, he was sucking his balls out, right?
Well,
when he does Mr. Chair React, and with all due respect,
dude, you're so dishonest. You don't even know what you're talking about. Last week, I chewed him out for an hour to the point where I had to apologize because people were mad at me.
That sounds like your problem.
You literally don't know.
That sounds like your problem.
It is my problem, but you have no consistency what you're talking about. You just said I lick his balls, and now I proved you wrong.
Consistency? You did not.
You're making no sense,
so
bro.
I'm a
what do you mean it's my problem?
Piece of shit for doing Chair React when he does cookies
All right,
and cream.
This is so mind-numbingly dumb. Let's just move on to the permission part.
You know what? You want to fucking keep doing a sprint? Let's just keep running. Let's do a marathon, me and you. How about that? Because we're running in a straight line right now. I'm running after you, and you are going straight forward.
Okay, good. I mean, that's the point of the conversation, right?
Let's just keep going then.
What percentage of people would you say you get permission from?
The majority. Because the way it works for me, but for React, the main lines, most of the content that I like, I have it all lined up, right? So people that I really like, I like the best, we reach out to them and we create this little kind of partnership, right? And when there's a smaller creators, I try to be way more careful with the amount of growth that they're getting, how many subscribers that they have, and I try to be better with it. And quite honestly, when it comes to small creators, I have never had any pushback, right? So no victims in that case. Okay, that's perfect. Have you heard of a guy named Vince Vintage? You reacted to 2 of his videos. This one was from a month ago. You remember this video? Disappearance of FBI's most wanted 16-year-old. xQc reacts. This is from a month ago. That was 2.5 months, 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay, perfect. So it was very recent.
Yeah.
So would you consider this guy a small creator? He doesn't have a lot of subs. In fact, here's his original video. He only has 400,000. Well, that's not small. But anyway, you did this recently. Do you know who that guy is?
Yes.
Okay. Why didn't you ask him for permission?
I don't know. Did he complain? Because at this point, I don't know if I have a victim, right? I don't know. So I didn't do the.
Well, you do actually. And what's funny is I literally just reached out to one random person from your recent reacts, just one, who followed me.
Oh yeah, just one. Just one. It was only one for sure.
Yeah. No, I swear to God.
So you went to ask, are you a victim, by the way? Are you a victim?
Let me, hold on. This is important. This is important for you to understand. So I reached out to Vince Vintage, and I said, hey, I'm just curious, did xQc get permission? And I'm going to read you the message he sent me, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
He said, really appreciate you reaching out, Ethan. I've never been contacted by xQc at all for any of my React videos. My personal take is this. I love big streamers watching, like xQc, Hassan, Mizkif, Moist Critical, watching my videos on their stream. It's a big ego boost. But when xQc does it, it's different. When he watches my video, he always re-uploads the whole thing on his YouTube channel with his insightful commentary as, wow, chat, isn't this crazy? Compared to when Hassan watched my stuff, he shouted me out and he says he loves my stuff and he sent a bunch of subscribers to my channel. A fair exchange. Here's a video. He showed me a video of Hassan doing that. And then he said, xQc, he really just steals my shit. entertains his audience of hundreds of hours I put into my videos, while I get just a link in the YouTube description. The problem isn't the reacting, it's the re-uploading of my video with his face on the thumbnail, and also, and I don't DMCA him because I don't want the Twitter drama.
Oh, he doesn't want the Twitter drama. Okay.
Wait, why are you? Well, hold on. This guy says you stole his shit. Why are you denigrating that? I think you should take this seriously.
Well, because one, he's a paid actor, right? Which is,
huh?
I mean, that's a paid actor, 100%.
Wait, what? What did you say?
It's a paid actor.
He's a paid actor.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean.
Okay, well, just assume for the sake of the conversation that he's not a paid actor.
Okay, okay. So the first guy you react, right? The first guy you send a message to sends you a paragraph, looks like the Bible, right? And is stroking your ego out. Well, you know what? That's okay. I'll bite, no problem. What's really cool about this, right, is that we can make that type of interaction to have with this person and make it 10 times better for our ecosystem, right? Of what I watch, what I upload. If he had asked, he doesn't have to. He can use the DMCA system, and maybe there will be Twitter drama or not. Usually we never make drama for DMCA stuff. But then,
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Why are you not responding to his accusation? He says you're stealing his shit.
Let me elaborate.
I don't know. Okay.
Let me elaborate. He would be a data outlier of a person who doesn't like it, and we can either recurve that, make it better, and I will de-damage him for every dollar that he has lost to me. Right? If you had analytics to back up how much the video on YouTube cannibalized his, or if any sort of damaging data or stats behind it, I would be more than happy to give him 10x whatever damage was caused.
Okay, good. He'll reach out. Have you ever paid anybody 10x before? Has that ever happened?
We have de-damaged people before.
How many times?
Whenever it arises, if that's something.
How many times does it happen?
I will have to check with editor, but
right, not a lot. I'd assume not a lot of people do that.
Oh, okay. So the amount really is what you're looking at then.
No, just the amount of times that people actually take you up on that. Because what you're saying is, I'm going to steal your stuff, and I don't care if you have a problem with it. You can come talk to me. Like, that's not your right. Shouldn't you apologize to Vince?
Yes, I apologize to Vince.
It's not his job to come ask you for reparations for you stealing from him. Don't you understand that?
So what you're saying is that you went digging for victims that didn't...
I literally messaged one dude.
Okay, so nobody in your production room believes that.
Why don't you just apologize to Vince Vintage?
I absolutely will, and I feel I didn't get a Twitter DM. I didn't get nothing. I feel really bad. You want to know why? Because the whole sphere of this, everything around it, is to make something good happen, right? And that matters to me a lot.
That's such bullshit, bro. Nice try. You literally do it to enrich yourself. You're a multimillionaire, and you steal content from small creators, and you don't give a fuck about their rights or what they want. And then your only justification is, oh yeah, you can come chase me down and complain and try to get my attention so I can pay you for the shit I stole. It's total bullshit, bro. You're not creating anything big for anyone. You're just taking attention and views for yourself, and you don't give a fuck about the consequences of that. It's not your decision to make that for other people's property.
You sound like watch out! You kind of sound like a Robin Hood or something. Are you like some sort of hero or something like that? Because it seems like you do a lot of that, and you take the high road on it.
Interesting defense.
You take the high road on that. One, that's my point. You have done that. You do that, and
you haven't proven that.
Well, it's all that. Oh,
okay, fine. I did it. You know what I mean? It's like so stupid. What is it?
Because you can't use me as an example for your own thing. Because
you keep saying that, but it's not.
You're doing it. You call me a thief piece of shit when you're doing it.
You haven't proven that. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Let me send one DM. I will, guys. I'm going to send one message, and he will automatically give me a full response right now. Give me a minute for it. Okay.
You're making fun of this message I got from Vince Vintage, which is a genuine. He was expressing himself genuinely, and he was disturbed by the way he uses content. Can I ask you another question related to Vince?
I'll take it down right now. I will take that. If Vince wants to come in right now and send me a DM, I'll take it down right now. I will give you every penny of that, and I'll say this ecosystem doesn't work for you. Let's look at that.
Let me ask you a question. This is the video. And you do this all the time. You'll agree.
Yes.
You use the exact title and the exact thumbnail. The only reason for anybody to do that is to confuse search and discovery and cannibalize views from the original. That is the only reason to do that.
Do you have any sites to back that up? Because I have the sites of the opposite.
Dude, it's the thumbnail and the title. Don't you see that users will be confused?
Let me tell you something, Ethan.
Don't you think so?
My YouTube channel does not grow. It quite really doesn't. But your thing just...
That's because you just post a ton of shit there. No, you don't put any effort into it.
Okay, and why do you think that is?
Because you don't give a fuck.
Okay, so...
Clearly.
Gotcha. So these are cut downs for the people that we call the YouTube frogs that are just watching my shit because they...
It's not your content, though. You don't get that right.
Okay, well, same goes applies to you then.
No, you haven't proven that. You keep saying that, but it doesn't mean anything.
Okay, then show me proof you asked for permission or you got it.
Why? Now you're asking me to show you proof? Dude, you're absurd. Why is you think it's crazy? Dude, the fact that you're using the same title and the same thumbnail is so parasitic. It's so shady. You are only doing that to siphon off views and confuse people. There's no other reason for that. Why would you use the same exact title and the same exact thumbnail? Explain that to me.
So are you more upset about the title or about the content of the video itself?
Well, it's the intention, dude. It's all together. You're intentionally confusing people to click your video instead of his.
Since you're all about legality, you would understand that intention is one of the hardest things to prove out there, right?
I'm talking about philosophy. We already moved past legality. You don't care about fair use.
No, we can again like do things that...
Just answer the question, Felix.
How do you know...
Why did you do that? Why did you give it the same exact title and thumbnail? Just answer that.
Oh, because I wanted to.
Why did you want to?
Oh, because I wanted to.
Why did you want to?
Because the thumbnail is good and it gives the viewer what they want. And
right, which is the original video. They want the original video.
Okay, so I'll tell you, since you don't like questions, I'm just gonna give you a fact then, right? People that don't watch React content do not get served React content. If somebody wants to watch us react...
Who gives a fuck?
Oh, well, I thought it being cannibalistic was the problem with you. Well, is it not?
You're going to try to say that the Google algorithm is somehow running D for you? That's crazy. Stupid.
So you said that it's cannibalistic. I give you a hint on why it's not, and you said that it's
irrelevant.
It's
the intention.
Okay, so now it's the... So if you want to just keep going back and forth and say, not there, not there, not there...
Okay, so you see no problem with this?
No.
No, okay. And if you added 20 seconds of commentary to his video and you use the same title and the same thumbnail, you don't see any problem with that?
No.
Okay, there it is.
So it seems like you have a big problem with
all you really need to say.
So
it seems that you don't care about, it seems you don't not just care about the law, it seems like you don't care about people's artistic, creative property at all. It seems that you don't have any respect for property at all.
And it seems like nobody, to my knowledge, has a problem with any of my videos being up right now.
You're like a prolific thief. You could say, oh, I found one example of you doing this back in whatever year. You're a prolific thief, dude. You do this every day, multiple times a day on your YouTube channel.
Gotcha. So I will go to somebody's house and say, take something, and he doesn't care, right? He generally doesn't, and never reached out. And you go out there and you go and seek the victims out, right? And you've failed to establish a pattern of them being cannibalized the way that you think they are.
Well, there's just one. I mean, one is enough, isn't it?
Okay. In that case, that puts the burden of proof on you as well, then, to show you had permission.
What?
Yes, because I think, you know what?
I don't need permission to transform content, dude.
Okay. So, one of the videos that I have, but there's 4 of them, so you guys see all of them. If you have proof, you ask permission to any of those, you win by a landslide.
Why would I need proof to transform a video? Okay. I mean, the only one is Meat Canyon because he's my buddy. There's obviously ones where, like, it's obvious when you're buddies. I actually did ask Meat Canyon.
Oh, it's obvious. So we're supposed to know that.
Well, you understand that on Twitch, too. There's people that everyone's friends with, and, like, but this guy, Vince...
Okay, yeah. So you're making assumptions about me, but we're not going to make assumptions about you.
Not an assumption. I have a literal fucking message from the guy you stole from. It's not an assumption. It's literally a fact.
Okay, so the whole reason why this debate was in the first place is that people were finding victims that didn't exist. They're saying, oh, this is a problem for people. Okay. So you found a person who doesn't like it. And
yes.
there's multiple ways out for it to be good.
Actually, he even specifically named you as the problem. He said the other people actually clouded me up, where xQc completely stole my shit, added no valuable commentary, and then stole my views. That's specifically what he said, actually.
Okay. So the guy's a problem, and instead of reaching out in any way, shape, or form, he waited for you, the savior of the earth, to come in and just Robin Hood it and just be, guys, I got you, bro. Why? Well, why?
Do you really not understand the concept that small creators wouldn't want to start shit with xQc, one of the biggest, with the craziest fan base in the world? Like, is that really a foreign idea to you, that they wouldn't want to deal with this power dynamic? Like, you would crush them if you said anything. Your fans would harass them into oblivion. That's too foreign for you to understand?
So this guy, 400K subscribers, big views, YouTube videos, small creators that's about to fucking die from something. Ethan is here to save the day. This person will now be able to afford some food and eat some rice.
What does that
tonight.
matter?
Well, I'm just saying, because if you try to make a portrait, if you draw a picture on who this person is, and you say small creator, like struggling and whatnot, and try to be, I'm saving him, and you're just you are misrepresenting.
So he doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, he does matter, but not in the capacity that you're trying to paint.
Which is what? I don't understand what you're saying.
A small, struggling creator. Somebody please help this person before he goes out of business.
Well, no, I didn't say any of that.
Well, you did. You did. You just did.
I actually quite literally did not say that.
You said small creator. That's enough.
Well, okay. I was upfront about his sub count. I looked at it. But anyway, let's see.
My bad. I was just wrong. I was just mega wrong. Let's move on. Let's keep running.
You have been this entire time. It's fine.
Right.
So yeah, I'm sure you're familiar with this thread, because he actually gave you permission to perform this analysis. Internet archivist.
Arkansas.
He said I let xQc repost a reaction to see the impact it had. Okay, and the analysis is basically the video witnessed an 87% decrease in impressions on the day of the re-upload. Okay, and the video also witnessed a 52% decrease in viewers on the day of the re-upload. So I mean, of the evidence that I've seen, then it actually shows that it has either a negligible or potentially even a negative effect on the original video.
Gotcha. So,
actually, he even made you change the title and the thumbnail. So why do you think he asked you to do that, xQc? He said, don't use the same thumbnail and title. Why do you think he asked you that?
Because as a creator of the IP, like you like to fucking say with all your fancy.
Because you siphon views from people, dude. It's so fucking obvious why you do it.
You ask a question and you answer for me. If you want,
you're not being honest.
You can have a monologue if you want to. You just mute me and just go on a fucking rant. But if you want to ask me a question, you have to listen to the answer. Here's the answer. He controls the IP. He wants to be different, right? And he wants some changes. And he spoke to us, right? So instead of crying and being a little bitch, it seems like
Vince.
It seems
Vince is crying and being a bitch. Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I said. Wait, putting words in my mouth. Are you like?
Well, I don't know who you're talking about.
Is this Twitter or what? I don't know what's going on.
No, I don't mean to. I'm just wondering who you're talking about. Go ahead.
Okay. So then, like I said, I was saying, instead of being a little bitch ass, right? I think he understands at least that there's some positives to it, if not a lot of positives, and some of them can actually do better, right?
He didn't show any positive.
Okay, if it was only negative, he would have asked us to take it down and would have done that, right?
No, he left it up for the experiment, and he said, do not use any of my other videos without my permission. He literally told you that.
So it's a social experiment at this point. It's like an experiment. So now it's the guise of experiment, and he's only letting you because it's an experiment now. Thank you.
Well, I showed you proof it had a negative effect. Do you have proof it had a positive effect?
No, you didn't.
What?
You absolutely did not. Absolutely not. So show the stats again.
Sure. So explain how this is good. He said, I'll let you describe. The video witnessed an 87% decrease in impressions on the day of the re-upload. So
hey, Ethan,
explain that dub to me.
Go ahead. Do you, in your position, have a time machine? Answer the question. You do not. Gotcha. Since we're going to do the whole I'll answer for you, you do not have a time machine, right? It is impossible to know how the video would have performed and how it would have went down in its natural curve over time, right? Whether I watched it or not.
That's an assumption. You have no proof.
Oh,
I have proof.
So you use
I have analytics.
So one data set, right?
You have no data set. At least I have a data set.
Oh my God, I have.
And also, you're the dude stealing content, so the onus should be on you to prove the great benefit of it.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, I find it a little bit dishonorable and a little bit disappointing that in the middle of a conversation about analytics, you're spewing your words to your audience and mine about me stealing and whatnot, when we're trying to prove that it quite literally doesn't help anybody. You're muddying the waters for no reason. Could you stop?
Unpack that, please.
Could you stop, please? Seriously, I mean it. It's gonna get really bad. I don't want to do like the whole insult ad hominem thing, because you're doing that. Gotcha. Okay.
It's just a statement of fact.
So,
not an insult.
Okay, I mean, okay. So as we go forward, you are fucking bald. You're very bald. You're balding. Your hair's thinning and it's gray, which means that you're old as fuck. Got it. Okay, shall we continue? Is this fun?
The premise is faulty, my friend.
Is this fun for you?
I have a beautiful hairline.
Baldy, is this fun for you or not?
I'm having trouble with the premise. It has a striking resemblance to you trying to argue other points. It literally has no premise at all. It has no basis in reality.
You're just throwing insults for the sake of doing it.
Go ahead. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to sit away. I'm going to pack. I'll sit away.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So, I don't know if you've done any statistical analysis in the past. I don't know if you've maybe had a stat class. Do you have any experience with statistics or not? Stats.
Go ahead.
Do you have any experience? It's a question. Do you have any experience with statistics or not?
Go ahead. Just make your point. What does it matter?
Okay. The curve of a video and on how it performs, that looks like a natural curve, right? You can see it's already going down before I watch it, and it keeps going down at a certain rate past it, right? Do you have any proof or any indicators that the video would have performed poorly or better after the reaction?
So obviously, any data that we do have, which is of course just one, definitely proves that if it did have an effect, it's negative or negligible. And as the guy who is right? I mean, you certainly can't say that this helped the video. Are you actually arguing that a 87% decrease helped the video at xQc? That's really what you're arguing to me right now.
Okay,
that's awesome, dude.
So we're going to go ahead and have the conclusion that you did not have a statistics class at all.
I understand your point, but like... But it's not making any sense. How is it that a 52% decrease in viewers is a dub for you?
Because it could have been a 65%. It could have been a 65% decrease, right?
It could have been worse. Yeah, it could have been worse.
Okay. But do you have any proof that it would have been or wouldn't have been? Do you have any data behind that or not?
I mean, dude, that's such a silly way to try to deflect from this really compelling data.
Because in my data sets, I have a lot of data sets, a bunch of them, and all the video curves have the same...
It seems to me that you're looking for any excuse, any out to justify you stealing content from people, even in the face of data that suggests that it's not okay.
When the man fails to compile data properly, like somebody who knows what he's doing, you make a conclusion based on one piece of data that you don't even understand. Is this a way to proceed with for you or not? Is this a way to argue and have that conversation, or what's going on here? I don't get it.
Well, me neither, dude. You're trying to tell me that a significant decrease in views is a dub.
Ethan, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just lost 16 viewers since you've talked. Clearly, you're robbing me, and it's.
How do you know that you're not boring? Maybe you're the fucking boring one.
Oh, you're saying it's impossible to know? Because we only have one timeline.
No, I know. Right? You're definitely more boring and not as fun to watch.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's a fact.
Well, that really that kind of breaks
That's a joke, of course. I think you're very entertaining. You're very talented.
Oh, thanks, man.
So I'll say this. Ultimately, I'm pretty perplexed by this conclusion that, I guess, negative data, even just one data set.
Okay, I got you. You know what, dude? You want to go? I really didn't think you would bite on the data thing because you were gonna get fucking clapped, right? But since you want the data, okay. I mean, even though you're the one that has to prove something that's negative, I'll prove to you the positive.
Before you do that, can you do me a favor? Read number 3 of his stipulation.
Which stipulation?
Oh, hold on. Dan will pull it up for you. This is one of his stipulations.
Use a different thumbnail for XQc reaction video. Put any direct competition in my video and minimize your confusion.
I'm sorry, I'll read it because with peace and love, I don't think many people understood that. Use a different
That's funny.
I mean, just being fair. Use a different thumbnail for xQc's reaction video to prevent any direct competition with my video and to minimize viewer confusion. Direct competition, viewer confusion. Even he thinks so. That's why you use the same title and thumbnail, bro. Why are you denying reality?
Bro, that Valorant accent, I just lost fucking 16 viewers again. Holy fuck, it's kind of crazy.
Better be funny or something, bro.
Well, I'm just telling you, I'm just saying.
React harder, xQc.
The way it says you, bro. Listen, hey, listen, you're the guy who sits like this in fucking 20 degrees and does this.
Oh, so, okay, so the transformative nature is about how straight you sit. Got it.
Oh, Ethan, you want to talk about amount of transformation? Then if we want to move on to that topic, let's just get some of your I think your wife's old merch, right? Which is a direct one-to-one.
I love this topic.
I saw that. I've seen it, and some of the arguments you had against it. Oh my god. I think I changed the angle by 16 degrees, and I changed a little bit of the gamma color on this one. That's very transformative. Okay, Ethan, I'm gonna watch your entire thing, not react in any way, shape, or form, and I'm gonna change the color of the gamma and opacity, and I'm gonna rotate it sideways. That's gonna be transformative, right? Ethan, come on.
So let me ask you, before I address that, and I'm happy to, I'm gonna address everything you said about Teddy Fresh.
Go ahead.
What does it matter if I'm a hypocrite? How does that affect this conversation we're having? Genuinely, because we're talking about the philosophical nature of taking people's videos, right? And I'm having this conversation with you, but instead of answering the question, you're constantly deflecting to prove that, no, I'm a bad guy. And I don't see why you would do that other than the fact that you don't have a good argument to argue the substance. Like, why do you keep deflecting? What does it matter if I'm a hypocrite?
Ethan, you know, sometimes you send it like a tweet, and people still, people comment in the bottom and they say, there's still time to delete this. Listen, Ethan, there's still time to fucking end the call and you go about your day, okay? Before you say some really fucking dumb shit, okay? When you're out here saying, what does it matter that I'm a hypocrite?
Dude.
I'm just saying, when you say, well, dude, what does it matter that I'm a hypocrite? Well,
No, I'm genuinely curious, but I'll answer the Teddy Fresh before you do your monologue.
It discredits all your points. It makes you look like you took
No, it doesn't. No, I'm genuinely curious.
You took the high road.
xQc, no, I really want you to answer it.
And you fell on your face flat when it was time to let on the facts.
No, it's an interesting philosophical question.
Prove me wrong.
Okay, first of all, the Teddy Fresh thing. So Teddy Fresh is a company with 30 employees. And by the way, I love whenever someone's losing a debate to me, they bring this up. It's literally the lowest hanging fruit. And if you know anything about me, you know I've talked about this 1,000 times. But I'll address it because you brought it up.
Go ahead, Ethan.
We have like a whole team of designers.
Don't care.
And sometimes our designers are taking stuff way too close to the source. And I agree, and it's not okay.
Give a fuck. So does my editors, which makes us about equal on that topic. So you can still sometimes, when somebody gets confused at the company, when one of the sweatshop guys gets it wrong, my bad. But when my editor gets it wrong, oh no, we are thieving.
Hold on, let me finish my point.
Bring out Gila. Hey, bring him in.
Hold on. Let me finish my point. Hold on.
Your husband is bald.
Okay. My husband looks awesome.
Dude, my hairline is... You really... Okay, dude, the fact that you're coming for my hairline just proves how fucking delusional... That's a metaphor for all of your arguments. Okay, Teddy Fresh, we have designers, right? And it's a big... We have a fairly large company. This is a common problem in all streetwear. We've had designers who have pretty much close to stole designs. We fired people over it. And every time it comes up, we have company meetings and say, guys... This is unacceptable. If you're caught doing this, you will be fired.
And we've made a strict guideline, and it doesn't happen anymore.
What have you done? What have you done to prevent it?
Okay. So this is really good.
Okay.
You done?
Okay. That's what you sounded like.
Is he done or what the fuck is
that?
No,
he's done. You can talk. He's done.
This is like a child.
I'm just being silly. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't know how you put up with this shit. I would fucking leave his ass. Anyway.
Bro.
I'm having a third child with him.
Oh my god.
You're getting divorced. Wait, xQc didn't even say we're getting divorced yet. Go ahead.
xQc is getting.
You know, our 4-year-old though would love your giraffe. I don't know who you got it for, but our 4-year-old would love your giraffe in the back.
Don't buy it. It's way too pricey for no reason. But I like it a lot. Yeah,
okay.
Okay. So let me address this. Okay.
Sorry, Hila came to defend Teddy Fresh because you're talking about her business.
I actually wasn't planning to come in, but you brought up Teddy Fresh. Listen, then talk to me because I'm the person running Teddy Fresh, not him.
I understand.
You want to talk about it? Talk to me.
I understand, Hila. And the reason why I brought up that point, okay, is that sometimes some things happen where it's somebody else's fault, it's a mistake, it's a whatever, right? And some things just kind of happen, right? It's just kind of human nature, and it's a course of time. And
that's such bullshit.
And the question is, what do you do about it?
Yeah, what are you doing about it on a daily basis?
I took action about it, and it hasn't happened.
So
since things came up online, people pointed out to us. We had meetings at the office. We made guidelines. When we work with new graphic
what are you
design,
doing about it? That's the question.
What are you doing?
Okay. So if you guys stop bombarding and you actually listen to the answer.
This isn't bombarding. I'm
Stop
talking.
with the fucking posturing.
I'm defending my company.
You don't just answer the question. You don't need to do these like, if you'll stop interrupt, just answer the fucking question, bro. Nobody cares.
All right. Okay. I'll answer the question.
Okay.
So what you are agreeing with me is that sometimes, right, there's gonna be a mistake. There's gonna be something that somebody doesn't want, and you'll
daily basis with you.
Go on.
And you will rectify it after the fact, in hindsight, correct? Yes.
Yes.
What we did is not okay. You continue to do it on a daily basis several times.
It would be different if I came here and I said, I don't care. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm distributing to those guys who made the original graphic. Okay. I'm making their life better while I'm sitting in a Gucci shirt, you know?
Okay. Yeah, that was like $1,000 is what it is.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. Which I don't know why you would bring that up, to be honest. That's kind of... You want to talk about low-hanging fruit?
Wait, what? I thought it was a good point, because you're taking...
Because you're saying that you care.
Let's not answer the question. You do nothing to rectify it while we do. So go ahead. What are you doing about it on a daily basis?
Every single person that has brought up a negative point about the videos, about
But you don't change what you do.
We have... Well, absolutely we have.
You literally said, I don't care.
Oh, yeah, but I still do the right thing, though.
Which is what?
Which is work to make better thumbnails, better description, and to better work with the creators that are behind the video so that we don't fuck them over and they actually gain something from it. Now, I'd like to talk with Hila for a minute. So what you're saying is that you're repairing from hindsight, which is something that Ethan tried to get at me at, right? And then you brought up the fact that we have 30 employees, help us out. Okay, fair enough. Then I, xQc, or whatever the corporate company, a parent company is, right? Well, we only have like 2 employees, 2 editors, right? And help us out, guys. Like, this is so sad. We only have 2 guys. We're playing the victim card here, right? Well, they sometimes make mistakes too, right? And that
it hasn't happened to us in a long time since we took action. This just happened to you on a daily basis.
I think the difference, if I can say, is that I've been listening. And when Ethan is asking you about this, for example, you don't say that this is wrong. The thumbnail, the matching thumbnail and title, you say, I did it because I like it.
No, he says they're working on better thumbnails.
So the answer has changed now. If this is your answer, that sounds a lot better.
The only reason why it's changed, okay, is that I'm trying to make a bold point for him to latch off the fact that he's on the fucking high road. He tries to high road the whole process, okay?
That's your problem, is that I'm right.
When you are on the high road, it is a thin fucking road when on the high road, okay? Because you have to be really tight with what you do, the things that you say, and how you act, right?
I think he's doing fine. He's live every day for hours.
Please, I'm talking to Ethan, or you, don't interrupt me. Okay, so now you're taking the high road, okay? You have to be really tight in how you operate, right? So we say things like, oh, well, he does this, and I never do this, right? Well, you are wrong, and I just told you.
You haven't proven that.
Okay, so the designs you stole them. That's called being a thief. A thief, piece of shit, garbage, ass fuck.
That was not right when that happened.
Okay,
it hasn't happened in a long time, and we actually made efforts to prevent it. You have not. You said your efforts to prevent it is better thumbnails and titles, bro. This is your example of better thumbnails and titles. This was 2 weeks ago. Same name, same fucking thumbnail. The guy you did the experiment says, change my thumbnail, change the name so that my audience doesn't get confused and so that you don't steal my views. Why are you denying that? It's so obvious.
Okay, so like I said, we work.
Answer the question.
What's the question? That was a statement.
The question is, how is it that you can deny that you're stealing views and intentionally misleading audience to clicking your fucking video?
Intentionally? That is not intentional.
How is? Oh my God. Is it possible? Let me
go ahead.
Let's say someone comes from your stream. They've watched you all day. They love you. They're a big fan. They watched you react to, let's say, Mr. Beast's new video. Yeah. Okay. And then they come to the homepage, and guess what they see there? Mr. Beast's new video. Do you think are they less likely or more likely to click his video after they saw it on your channel?
I'm gonna try to say this.
Answer the question, dude.
Well, they're not gonna.
More or less likely.
Okay.
No. Just answer one or the other. Two choices.
Less. Got him.
Yeah.
Damn. So then Mr. Beast.
That proves that you're stealing people's views intentionally.
Okay.
Thank you, bro.
So the views and the click rate in that particular instance, do you think that will end up being a raw loss for the creator or not?
Sorry?
Are we done talking about Teddy Fresh?
Yeah, if we're done talking about Teddy Fresh, it'd be better because I don't want to feel like we're ganging up.
Get out, thief, before I fucking Robin Hood this shit. Before I start spreading the wealth of your company to other people. Holy shit, I'm about to come at you guys for things and designs. Jesus Christ, bro.
You're being pretty silly, but ours is defensible. Yours is not. Or at least we've made... It's not defensible, but anyway, you know what? I mean, I don't see this conversation going much.
Guys, it is defensible thievery, guys.
It's
stealing in the right way.
Yeah, I retracted that as soon as I said it, right? What you heard. I said we've corrected the error, an understandable error, in my opinion, one that you refuse to remedy after time and time again. You provide me zero direct answers. Okay. And frankly, I think you know you're wrong, and I think you don't care that you're wrong because it benefits you greatly.
Yes.
You make a lot of money. You don't want to change what you do. And here's another thing. You're not going to be able to make 12 hours of content for Kick, who paid you $100 million, if you can't steal other people's content. Because if you don't, what the fuck are you going to do all day? Sit there and gamble? Nobody's going to watch that shit. Nobody's going to watch this shit already. They don't care about you even having arguments. Clearly, you're not very good at that. You lost 12 viewers, man. My views are very good right now, by the way.
So I think we need like a therapist to give us a hint on when the tantrum ends. When does it end, Ethan? It seems like when you go on these tangents, you go on a rampage and you just ramble and ramble without making any concise point or a question. Is it you're done with that shit? Can we talk like adults now or not?
I think this conversation has kind of been exhausted.
People would rather watch me full screen cam do the fucking worm than watch your prime content.
Do it for a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many fucking views you get. Oh, he's crying in the corner. Oh, okay, sure. I mean, that's content, man. It's original content at least.
You like it?
Yes, do that, bro.
You like that, bitch? Dude, I bet you fucking love it, man. This is the most content you've had in the past fucking 4 years, bitch.
It's awesome. Do a week of no react content.
Oh, man.
Even a day.
Okay, Ethan. Okay.
Do 1 day without react content. I'm serious.
Hey, Ethan. Let's see your wife's merch sales on the first wave when 90% of designs were stolen. Let's see
90%.
Let's see the figures. Let's see.
Hold on. You're just being silly, bro.
Am I being silly? Prove me wrong. Because clearly the burden of proof is on you now, right? Because if you make an argument, then you have to prove it. You go ahead, prove it.
You haven't even shown. I mean,
I don't have to.
You're being silly, bro. You're being ridiculous.
Well, it seems like I have to prove everything, and you have to prove nothing. And you've done
that's not at all what's been happening.
And you've done nothing except prove some defunct
all
email.
All right, thank you, buddy. It was a good chat.
Well,
I think that we've done a good job at getting to the heart of what you care about.
Wait, there's a bunch of other points.
How you feel about taking people's videos. I think it was illuminating. I think we had a really good conversation.
Oh my God, it's Jover.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I don't think you have anything else interesting to say, so I think we can wrap it up.
Well, I think your audience thinks I have something interesting to say. It's just the problem is that you're running so fast.
How long do you want me to sit here and listen to you, watch you crawl around on the ground like a worm? I have a show to do, dude. Unlike you, I actually fucking organize and put work into my show. I understand for you, you're just burning time. You could sit here for 12 hours. That'd make your life easier. You wouldn't have to go steal videos. But me, I planned this. I have a show. I have a schedule. This has stopped being interesting because you're just sitting there saying silly shit and doing the worm. So with that being said,
Ethan,
thank you for calling. I feel like it was very illuminating, and I wish you the best, and I hope you have a great stream.
Well, shit. I mean, my bad. Guys, I'm sorry, chat. Guys, I didn't know I was... Chat, I didn't know I was allowed to win. Yo! That's so unfair. Guys, this is unfair. If he told me that he wanted a paid actor, just like the guy he sent some fucking emails to, again, if he told me he wanted a paid actor, guys, I'm always for more money, okay? Because clearly I'm the gamba guy. I'm the guy who steals. I'm the thief. I'm all about money, Okay, so if you wanted a paid actor, you could just paid me out, and I would have just came in there and ruined myself. I didn't know I was allowed to win. That's my problem right now. Was I not allowed to win there? I don't get it. He just ran away from every argument and then just tantrumed out of the room. I don't know what just happened. I had only like 10% of my points done. I was going to open on him. I have data sets like crazy. I had multiple data sets, multiple proof, multiple crazy. I have over 100 email logs that I had on my second monitor. I did all this work for nothing. All my prep for nothing. This seems unfair. It's almost like the man tried to play the high road for impressions, for clout, for drama, and tried to cash in as fast as he could, and he thought he could actually go in there and have a conversation and prove his points, except all he did is run away until he lost and just tantrumed out. It seems to me that the whole thing was a sham to have the high road and act like a saint when he's actually a thief himself. That's what I'm trying to get at. What's next? What's next? Is he gonna DMCA us? Is he gonna go full lawsuit mode because of a fucking tantrum? Come on, man. Let's be adults now. Because as far as I know, okay, my stats are pretty solid. He wants to attack my stats and say that I'm boring. Listen, chat. I hate boasting stats because I think stats are fucking dog shit. I hate stats. Okay, but if you're gonna go at my stats, okay, I've been the most watched live hour streamer in the past 4 years in a fucking row by a margin of 3x, okay? When this balding, malding buster, okay, all he does is just farm bullshit impressions on Twitter, saying some shit, lying, using the high road. I don't need him more than I need anybody else. He brought me in for a convo, lost, and just dipped out. And that makes me mauled because I prepared for this. That's fucking stupid. He used one singular graph of data, yet he couldn't prove that the video would have performed not as good or better because we don't have a time machine. We can only use multiple data sets, of which I have. And I was gonna show him, but he just went on a fucking tantrum. L3, fucking L3. How did I lose? Whatever, I'll call Destiny. He's alive? No, I'm not gonna show it.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
How'd that go, like? Did you watch it or not?
I watched it, yeah.
How did I do? Tell me how, actually. Just tell me straight up. If I did really bad, you just tell me. I don't care. Listen, I'm not trying to cash in a win or whatever, but yeah, go ahead.
I'd put it between, I'd give you a 2.5 on a 10 scale.
Okay, tell me why.
Okay, just a couple things, okay? So, one, okay, I think it would help to organize your thoughts before a debate, like do like a formal outline, because I think Ethan does that, and it helps him to keep his thoughts straight, because you want to like rattle off a lot of different things, and it's tempting to go to a lot of different places. So that's one. And then two, I think you gotta bring the chill way up and the snark way down, because it seemed like you were getting like really mean really quickly.
But you told me this was about optics. If it was all about worldview and morality, I had to just get him mad, and I got him mad. I don't know.
I don't think he was ever mad in that conversation. I think he probably feels pretty good about all of that.
I don't think there's a singular creator that likes to be at their peak viewership and exit out of a convo room saying that he's balling out and he's happy. You don't believe that either. I think you're just kind of trolling.
Okay. Well, if you think I'm trolling, I won't give you any feedback at all. I know for a fact, 1,000,000,000%, we can come back in 2 years and revisit this, but he's absolutely not mad. That conversation probably went better than he could have ever expected it. He had you crawling around like a worm on his screen while he was like getting you point after point after point after point after point.
Well, I'm garnering views and I'm fucking. I guess I'm stacking deals in cash when he's fucking mauling out there, man. It seems like I'm doing pretty good for myself, to be honest. I try to sprinkle some content. My bad. Next time I'm just gonna sit here and fucking wait till Ethan rolls out 1,000 word rant and have his wife come in and fucking support him as some fucking character, man. Pog. What was that, man? I don't get it.
Well, I think if the goal was to just make money or make content, I mean, you're always winning there. But I don't think that's what the debate is.
He tried to make the money argument the whole time. That I'm thinking.
No, I'm saying that the goal is to say who has more money by the beginning and end of the debate. No, obviously you've won that, right?
Then don't bring fucking antics and whatever, because I mean that's the only way I could get the point across that like Yeah.
I think there are. I think there are strategies before doing the worm that we can employ to get points across. I think.
Okay, fair enough. I go ahead. So I'm supposed to not anger him and bring the stats way down.
Yeah, I think that like being more chill, unless the other person is freaking out. I think that if you go like really hard, I think I think it looks a little bad optically.
The what? If I went too hard, you think?
Yeah, I think you went way over the top really quickly.
I thought he went over the top like crazy. He kept not letting me talk, asking questions and then not letting me answer. He didn't want to bring up data. He bought out one video. He bought my video and watched the whole thing. But when it's time to play my video, he just kept pause, comment. I mean, this is not a fair representation. It's not how you conduct an argument.
Sure. I mean, I agree he was cutting you off a lot. That was true. And it was fair for you to bring that up, to ask to finish a point. That's true as well. But like, when it came to comparing the videos, what do you think his issue was with your video over his video of you?
Oh, because he has the impression that we're editing and we're cutting it, right? Except we're just pausing and it's spliced in.
Kind of. Well, his issue is that like if you're going to evaluate whether a video is like a transformative fair use video, the whole video is pretty important to consider. So his issue is if you're just editing moments of silence in a video, that's not really what he's talking about. It's not necessarily the same thing as like the overall video.
So the only reason why we brought these arguments is that I used his argument against him of the 40 seconds. He's just sitting there. 40 seconds. He's just sitting there, right? When in his videos, he does a lot of sitting there and 40 seconds no talk, right? That I'm flipping back the points on himself, and he had no argument. He had to retreat twice from both arguments. And when I was going to go to the third one, he said, "Let's change topic." He did that both times. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. Am I supposed to reel him back or start crying or do a tantrum? I don't know how to reel him back at that point.
Well, I think the issue isn't sitting there in silence for 12 seconds or 40 seconds. I think the issue is in the totality of the video. How much additional content do you offer? I think that was the argument he was trying to make.
So is that something that in his examples, do you think he did?
In general, yeah.
In general, it seems like, okay, so
keep in mind that Ethan is like one of the only people on the internet that's actually gone to court for fair use and won, right? So if anybody's going to know, like, what it means to be transformative or what fair use, that's like the one area of expertise that I would be really careful just trying to like say he's an idiot.
Fair enough. So then what happened with his wife then?
Well, the difference with his wife is it sounds like there was a mistake that was made, but it sounds like they acknowledged it, they fired the person, and they tried to rectify going forward, right?
Right. So when there's a big mistake, couldn't I just hire more editors and throw one under the bus and then we make a mistake?
Yeah, but the difference there is one of intention, right? Like they seem like they're trying to do their best to make sure their design's unique, but in your world, you're like, I don't give a fuck at all what happened anyways. I don't care. You don't even think you did something wrong. They think something wrong did happen, but it was by way of accident, not by way of intention, I think.
Okay. So the whole point is just the fact that he says he doesn't do something, right? And then the point is he does bring that I do, right? He also does. If he didn't want me to get him on the 40 seconds and he's just sitting there or he's eating, he did all of that. Right?
No, but the issue is one of intention. It's like it would be like somebody saying that like you cheated on a test, and then you're like, okay, but don't you lie too? And it's like, well, what do you mean by lying? It's like, well, yesterday you said you'd be home at 5 o'clock, and you didn't go home until like 5:15 because traffic was bad, so you lied. And it's like that's kind of true, but it's not really the same thing at all. So like his criticism of you is that he's claiming that you steal content and you don't even feel remorse over it. And you go, well, don't you steal as well, like in the Teddy Fresh design? And they did, but that was an accident. It was an employee. The person was fired, and they think that is wrong. That's why they fired a person to correct it.
What about his 4 videos where he doesn't transform anything at all?
Which 4 videos?
There's 4. I can link them to you right now if you want. He wouldn't play them. He just said, let's move on. Like I had a lot of stuff to unpack, but he just kept saying, let's move on. So I had to jump from one point to the other because if we're not going to sit on a point and actually go through the whole thing, which is all 4 of his videos.
If you want, you can shoot me one of the videos and we can look at it. But...
Well, I have 4 of them.
Show me one of them.
Okay. I'll show you now. Because he, in my opinion, genuinely, it felt to me like he knew he was going to lose on a lot of these points. He wanted to move on because I already proved them wrong on 2 of them, and the rest was coming up.
1.2 million.
Sure. Okay, let me just, I understand, and we can disagree, or you can look at it later.
Here's
I
one.
At no point in this conversation did Ethan feel like he was going to lose. Did Ethan feel like he was on the back foot, or was Ethan mad? This conversation, in his world, probably went better than he could have ever expected. I don't think he feels mad. I don't think he felt on the back foot. I don't think that was going to lose on any of these things. Especially when you bring, there's another thing too, like, I don't know how much you watch of my content now, but like when people bring up like, oh, like, aren't you a cuck? Like, yeah, I've heard this argument like a million times. You're not going to get me on this one, right? That's the same thing as bringing up like the Teddy Fresh. Like, did you guys still design? Like, they've been criticized for this a million times. Unless you've got some novel or new thing, it's unlikely that you're going to like, you know, dent his armor with this attack that they've dealt with a million times in the past, you know?
Okay. So as a point of defense, you're saying that it would be pretty good to have, like her, 30 employees and say, guys, let's do better, right? And just keep firing one every time that something goes wrong and say, I had the right intentions. That seems like it would be a pretty good strategy, right?
Well, yeah, but that's not what they're doing, right? If somebody was doing that, that would be fair criticism, but... Okay, hold on. So this is a 2-minute video, 1 second.
Okay.
I'm watching this first one, real quick. Give me 1 minute.
I can't hear myself think with all that love making you're doing.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem, Sneaky. No problem.
It's Sneeko.
It's Sneeko. Yo, chat. Charlie is at my door. What should I say to him?
Okay, so the question is, from this original video that you cut this from, how long was the original video and how long was like Ethan's reaction to it?
Okay, so Destiny, I've just told you this, okay? Even though I would entertain the full-on argument, I don't have to, since he's the one who sets the parameters for the argument by saying he sits there, dumb fuck, he doesn't talk for 40 seconds, bitch ass, and then he says while he's eating or something like that, right? So all I'm using is his own point and flip it on himself. I don't have to get the whole thing. I generally don't, right? That's not what he attacked.
His issue attacking you wasn't that you had 40 seconds of silence. It was that you had 40 seconds of commentary to add to an 8-minute video.
That is incorrect.
Fundamentally different point.
That is incorrect. Watch the video and you're going to see his commentary about my initial react and his criticisms, which I flipped round to him. You are wrong about that, by the way. Just look at it. That's wrong.
So, like, I mean, just off the bat.
Which part of this video do you want me to watch? Or
you're going to see in the audio in the back, my editor edited in his criticism on my actual content, which was 3 points. It was the 4 seconds or whatever. So all I did is I just flipped it on him. Just watch the fucking... Watch number...
When Ethan said the 40-second thing, right? I think he acknowledged, even in your conversation, that technically it wasn't the 40... His issue was just that he was watching you watch a video. There was 40 seconds of silence. But if that would have been 40 seconds of silence couched in a whole, like, decently critiqued video, he probably wouldn't have brought that same criticism up, right? Like, if you had, like, a 10-minute reaction video to, like, a 3-minute video or something, and during that 3-minute video, or your 10-minute repost of it, there was, like, 40 seconds of silence, you probably wouldn't have an issue. So the issue was that, like, that seemed to be, like, in concordance with your entire reaction.
So why not attack that, then?
I think that's what he was attacking, right?
Oh, so it's implied, right? It's like I'm supposed to know that? So,
well, I mean, that's like
what the fuck is
argument,
this editing?
right?
There's 10 seconds of him sitting there like a...
Well, then he has to let go on all his old points and reiterate the main point, which I don't think he did a really good job of doing because I didn't even know he was... All he did is run away. I wish he would watch all 4 videos, or at least 2 of them, so we would have had a better idea.
Okay, I can watch the second video you sent me. Hold on.
Moron. Look at this idiot. There's 10 seconds of him sitting there like a moron. Look at this idiot.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's not high effort.
No. This is like
is not
that.
high effort.
I mean, hold on.
No, it's not.
Let me get a taste of this. Why wouldn't they cut that?
Christian Tate being held in a Romanian jail.
Charlie's at my bedroom door. What do I do? Hey! This is private property! You better leave!
Feels safe sharing a lot of
40 seconds.
So she chooses
not a single comment or introductory statement.
He's not leaving. Okay. Alright, fine.
There's 10 seconds of him sitting there like a moron. Look at this idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not high effort.
No. this is
editing's
like
not high
that.
effort.
I mean, hold on.
No, it's not.
Ethan
Let me get a
reacts
taste
to
of it.
Canyon's new video.
Why wouldn't they cut
another
that?
clip.
14:39.
A magazine.
40 seconds.
So she chooses
Not a
better get
single
outta
comment or introductory statement.
Charlie, I'm actually a huge fan. I watch your stuff all the time. Just let me turn off my stream and maybe we can talk this over, okay?
Not the drink.
Been sitting there like a moron. Look at this idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not high effort.
No. This
The
is
editing
like
is not
that.
high effort.
I mean, hold on. Let me get a taste of this. Why wouldn't they cut that?
So why wouldn't they cut that? 10 seconds, 40 seconds. So if you're going to attack the point, right? You can do it the right way. He did it the wrong way. I take his points instead of surrendering these comments. He just moved on instead. So what's the point?
Yeah, again, I think the big issue is that like you're assuming that he is, just because he's done a behavior doesn't mean he's defending the behavior. And because you're defending the behavior, he's going to come at you way harder for it, right?
Okay. But he,
like, imagine somebody cheated in a relationship and you have a debate about cheating, and some guy's like, I don't think you should cheat on your significant other, that's bad. And the guy's like, well, you cheated. The guy would say like, yeah, I have, and it's bad, I shouldn't have done that, it was a mistake. But your position is like, well,
yes,
I'm defending cheating.
Yes,
that doesn't make those two people the same, right?
I agree with you. Does that mean you think that if he actually is better than that and he's on the high road, do you think that it would be important to at least say sorry that he cheated? Do you think that's important for you in that behavior?
Didn't he say that? Didn't he say, yeah, if I did that, that's a mistake?
Huh?
Didn't he say literally that if he did that in the past, it was a mistake and they regret it? That he's sad that he did that if they did it? I thought he literally said he admitted that like if they did that, that was bad.
So what we're saying is that if somebody cheats, he shouldn't actually talk to the person he cheated on, and he should just make a tweet and say, guys, you know what, guys? Yeah, I did that. Fuck, man. Maybe I should have done that, whatever, right? In the way he did, and just leave the person behind and just say, fuck it. I think.
Well, yeah, but the issue is that like he said that he probably has, but he doesn't know of a particular instance, and I don't think you brought him.
So you didn't check it. So you're throwing a grenade and say, well, maybe somebody died. I'm not gonna check, but guys, I mean, I'm not gonna throw grenades anymore. Did somebody die? Maybe, I don't know. I think it's kind of, bro. Come on, you know this is very dangerous.
It's not more like throwing a grenade. It's more like he littered once, and then you were like, well, haven't you littered in the past? And you're like, yeah, I guess. And you're like, well, did you pick up the trash? And he's like, I don't remember. It's like, oh, so you must not care about littering. And it's like, if you could throw him a piece of trash you throw on the floor, he'd probably go back and pick it up. But I mean, like, if you had like a particular instance of him violating somebody else's copyright in a really egregious manner, then you could probably get, I'm sure he'd probably just say like, oh yeah, we shouldn't have done that. That was bad.
Well, there was 4, and he didn't want to approach any of them. I had it all lined up.
I think the 4 that you presented, though, that doesn't really mean, like, having like 40 seconds of silence was never really his initial claim.
Then don't say it. Is that hard to do that?
Well, I think he literally told you, he's like, I shouldn't have said that. That was bad.
Yeah, but after that, I wanted him to reel back on the points that he did that I think were wrong, right? That was one, and there's multiple other ones, right? And I was trying to get it, but he didn't want to reel back. So why does he get to say dumb shit on the internet for cookie points on Twitter, and when he gets called out, he gets to just run away and say, whatever, bro.
Well, he's not. I don't think he's running away. He's apologizing. He's saying I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong.
Wait, there was more though. There was more though.
What do you mean?
Well, there's more points I was going to approach that thing that he said I want to reel back on because they're wrong. Like if somebody gambles, drinks, and smokes, and I say, hey man, like I think the issue of smoking is pretty bad. It says, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have smoked. Let's move on. I was like, yeah, but what about the drink? No. Let's move on. That shows that you just don't give a fuck. I think you can understand that, right? There are multiple points. I approached one, and he moved on.
I think if somebody were to show him like unless you think he's just lying about everything, is that what you think? Do you think he's just being totally disingenuous? He doesn't actually care about any of the copyright stuff at all?
Yeah, 100%.
Isn't he like one of the few people that like, because he's a YouTuber, wouldn't he actually really care about this? Isn't he like really incentivized to care about this?
As much as anybody else?
Well, not as much as anybody else. He literally, this is like part of his job. Like I feel like YouTubers would care about this more than anybody else. Like actually, like this would be stuff that would actually trigger the fuck out of them. No.
Trigger as in what?
As in, like, seeing streamers, like, doing what they perceive to be as stealing content.
Okay. He didn't display to me that he actually cares. I think we could...
Because he hasn't gone back through every single video he's done to try to find if he's copyright infringed on somebody?
All he had to do is get one. Right?
Well, no, but he would have to search through how many hours of content to find it. And then, like, let's say, like, here's something I'm very confident of. If you were to find him an example, he'd probably say, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And if you're like, well, you should apologize to that creator, he probably would.
Yeah.
And if that creator's like, I feel like you've harmed me, like, give me, like, $50 or $100.
No, okay, I get it. So you're saying that because of what I'm saying, right, that I don't do better. When it's crazy that out of any examples you could take on YouTube that re-uploads React, even Hassan, I quadruple the understanding and the relation that I build with the creators that he does. We go above and beyond to do good, literally. And if somebody wants a video out, doesn't want it, wants the money out of it, we're like one DM away, right? That's it. That's it. We try. He says, well, that's for money. That's for money.
Yeah, but here's the issue: is that like, if you would have just laid on that point, you probably would have been fine. Like just like, oh well, if any content creator feels like they've been hurt, like, but it feels like.
But he avoided
it. Well, but then bring it back to it. Don't let him run the debate, because it feels like you were making the argument that like they shouldn't even care. There is no harm, and that's fake.
Oh no, I don't think you were watching then. I made a big point of it. He just I mean, why is it my job that to keep reeling back to me? He just keeps running. It's boring as fuck. Like, I brought that point up explicitly, that I would 10x if there's a small creator that's actually struggling, because he says that a small creator is 400k subscribers. I don't even know what the fuck that's about. Actual like small creators that have a good video that does good, and they're not very skilled at what they do on YouTube, but they get like a really good viral video, and if they wanted to like do anything at all whatsoever, we would go back and help them out in any way, because it's something that I enjoy doing, and I like that they gain from, right? And it can be mutually beneficial. If they don't think it is, we will repair anything we can, and I think that's fair enough. We've always done that. We have had multiple creators in the past. Actually, it's not a lot. It's like 2 that they want their videos up, and we're like, yeah, listen, we took them down. We're not gonna do more. If there's something we could do, we will do. And they said, nah, we're good. You don't have to do anything, but just don't put. And we stopped posting it. And I think that's as good as it gets when it comes down to consent to post videos. I think the status quo is that you can people. It's generally an accepted thing to react in general, because of the amount of React that's done, amount of complaints. I think, do we agree with that? It's kind of a status quo that like, yeah, React is probably good if you do it properly, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so then if it's that status quo, and then that whenever there is a problem, we try our best to work with them, and me above everybody else, I think I do a pretty fucking good job with my editors of doing that. I'm the worst guy to go at it, to go about this, because his other podcast guy, Hassan, he doesn't do as much as we do. He does not. He really does not. So why do I care so much, and I do all that, and he just discredits the whole thing by just going to the next point? I think that sucks. Right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, maybe, like, I don't disagree now with what you're saying. I'm just saying it didn't feel like this was the focus of the debate. It feels like the focus of the debate was you saying you were doing nothing wrong and fuck them, and you didn't care. Like, rather than like, well, here are ways that we can make creators whole if they feel like they were slighted. Like, it feels like if you would have focused on this, it would have gone a lot different. Well, but I think Ethan was like very much trying to keep it going one way.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I said I didn't care because if I have proof that I actually care, and I do better when I do care, right? I just wanted to anger him, to be honest. I think it was okay to just say, oh yeah, I don't care. And if he tries to get at me at it, well, here's why I care, and I'm better than anybody else. That's like, and then he just moves on. It seemed like he just got baited. Because in terms of actual behaviors of care, I show that I care more than he does.
Do you really? Okay, I'm super curious just on this. Do you really feel like he feels like he got molded in that debate, or that he was upset in that debate?
I mean, he looked pretty upset to me, to be honest.
What behaviors did he exhibit that made you feel like he was upset? I'm just curious on
this. Getting heated, quite literally, cutting me off, yelling, and he was burying me in voice and everything. At one point, I just couldn't say anything for like, he asked 3 questions in 10 seconds, and every time I opened my mouth and said something, he just overwrote me. So how can I make a fair point if you're just doing that? It's a child. He makes me look pretty good on doing that. I don't get it. He was tweaking the fuck out.
Okay.
In his major points, I sit quietly and I waited for him to finish his point because I knew I had an argument and I was just waiting, right? I think it's the best you could do. If you have an argument and that's chambered into your gun, you just chill and you just wait, right? It seemed like he made an argument, and when I was about to make a counter argument, he just threw barrages of dog shit. That is not at least how you begin an argument. I think it's just like in philosophy, when you start arguing points, right? Make the big ones, then the supporting one, the small ones. Big one, bing, 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 right? So he would do a big one, I would do my big counterpoints, right? But instead he would do his big argument, I would have said my big counter argument, and he just spams dog shit, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, we can sit here and do ad hominem and just yell and do dog shit if you want to, because I'm really good at that, but we can have an adult conversation. And he gave up on the adult conversation, so I just played his game. I think that's fair enough. That's not up to me.
Okay. Well, damn, I don't know, is there anything else you want to go over or a question about it?
No. Well, if you gave me some pointers about, like actual pointers on how to reel somebody back like that, and how to de-escalate when somebody having that behavior, I mean, I'd be more happy to listen to, because I don't want to do that. I was very calm at the beginning, and I really, really wanted to continue in that direction, but it seems like he just didn't want to.
Well, because he's got an outline for the path that he wants to take for the debate, right?
Well, I mean, his outline is like, oh, we have a field. Well, we have to. We're only going to use the top left quadrant. We're only going to use row 6, column 4. We're going to use this crop, this part. It's like, dude, at that point, like, if you just want to talk about like one video, we could do that if you want to. But I thought we were going to talk about React. That's it, and React overall. But no, it's only React on YouTube. If permission, if transported. Like, dude, like, just talk about React. It's what we're here for. But he just kept running away and moving the goalposts. I don't think that's very productive.
Okay. Yeah, fuck. This is like the general piece of advice that I would give. This is what I would say for future debates. This is super try hard, but like, I think it would do you really well to draft an outline and then try to stick to the outline when you're making a conversation, because he's got an outline and he's controlling the flow of the conversation exactly where he wants it to go. I think that it would probably help you to do that in the future. And then that way, if you feel like he's pivoting or if he's moving on to points that you don't want to talk about, you have like an easy way to like control the flow of the conversation. I think that'd probably be the most helpful thing. Yeah. Or even like some kind of third-party moderator to like kind of appeal.
That
to
would
like,
help.
Hey, can you make this guy slow down.
Yeah, that would help, because I felt like since I'm a host on his show, right? When he wanted to move along and move with the topics, I just went along, because I mean, even though this is my show and I'm sitting at the computer, right? I do this all day, like you do, right? But for him, that's like his producer, so I just kind of like went along with the pace, right? And I think that's as best as you could do as a guest, right? To just kind of go along with it and whatever. I feel like it would take a lot of hours if we just stuck to one point. But I thought he was moving the fucking needle, right? So it's kind of hard to like. I want to be like patronizing and just go back to one point, and it's like, I don't know.
It's okay,
I feel like I didn't have any control.
As long as you're gentle with the conversation, like as long as you're not like screaming at him, like as long as you're being chill, you're like, hey, can we move back here? Hey, I want to answer this. Hey, can we address this? Like as long as you're moving in that direction, I think people will generally be like pretty chill in the conversation. But the problem is if you start getting like really snarky or rude or upset, then people are going to be not as warm to you wanting to move the conversation along at all.
The reason why it was difficult a lot of times is that he started like imitating me, right? And like he was doing little stuff like that you see in a child, like imitating my behavior. Doing at one point I said okay, he said okay.
Well, that was
what
really
is
deep into it
that?
after you'd already been like really rude to him. I think by that point, like you'd already been like an asshole to him like the entire time.
So I'm being nonchalant. You're gonna throw the whole thing away pretty much.
I don't think you were being nonchalant. I think you were being aggressive and attacking him.
Well, I mean, he did ad hominem and insulted me quite literally on multiple occasions before I even brought the. I did a 2-strike system on insult. 2-strike.
If you want, I would say go back and watch. You got really heated and really snarky really quick before he ever did anything to you at all. I think that was like the big issue for why he probably became so snarky. But you can also go back and rewatch it if you feel like that assessment isn't right. Because when I was watching it, that was the thing that stuck out to me. I was like, oof, it feels like xQc is getting like really mean here for no reason. It felt like we got. That was just the feeling I had.
I don't know. I feel like it was debating already. Like, I'll go back and look at the VOD. I felt like I did a decent job as the first 10 minutes to really just kind of let him put on at least the first carpet down so we could stand on it. But it seemed like as soon as he started, and then I was making a counterpoint, and he just kept cutting me. He just kept cutting me off on my first counter argument. He just kept cutting me off, the first one. Like, can we at least get one argument in? Like, that was just weird. Like, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's gonna try to control the he's gonna try to control the core of the flow of the conversation. Like, that's a big thing that he's gonna be doing, right?
I guess so.
But that's why having an outline would probably help, because it would help you kind of like keep things on track.
I thought it would be his job as the host of the fucking convo, and then as him as the invitee.
It is his job, but he's going to do it to his benefit, right? Not to yours. He's not there. He's not doing PR for you.
So basically, he's going to do no outline, and then when we get somewhere, we're just going to run away and end the podcast. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem very productive as a host and organizer of the format, to be honest. Kind of feels like he wasn't really there for a resolution or like an actual conversation. He was there to guide the ship, and then as soon as things got heated, it just fucking bounce out. He did not let me actually go through a full counter argument. He just would not let me. At least initially, before things got heated, I just couldn't get an actual sentence in it. Not even once. It was insane. I had to literally stop and fucking belittle them because it was like, dude, like, please stop. Like, this is weird. I couldn't do anything.
He's very aggressive in trying to keep you on point. But again, that's his prerogative. That's what he wants to do. He wants to go down certain argumentative paths and have you down there. But that's like I mean, I would expect him to do that, right? That's his goal, right? He's having an argument with you that he wants to come out winning on. But then it's your goal, or it's your prerogative to keep him on track then, right?
Okay, sure. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know how.
Like sometimes in a debate with me, like one of the strategies I use, depending on the thing, I'll literally I'll say, hey, here's a question, and if the person starts rambling, I'll cut them off. And I was like, hey, listen, you can do this, but I'm gonna ask the same question as soon as you're finished, and that'll happen. They'll finish. I was like, okay, that's great that you just said that, but back to my question. I need you to answer this. Like, you can do that over and over again, and as long as you remain calm and cordial, like, you'll generally look good doing it. So.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know how the arguments just went like that. It seems. It seems like almost out of bad faith. It seems like it just doesn't really make any sense, but I don't know.
Well, what's bad faith about it? For the other person trying to control the flow of the conversation.
Well, the flow of the conversation, or the narrative. It seemed like when the narrative flipped, he would just run away. It seemed like he didn't want something that changed the narrative. It's not the flow, it's the narrative. It's not.
This is what you need to understand for narrative control you're talking about, right? Is the onus then is on you to ask a clear question and try to force a clear answer. Like, that's all you can do. Yeah.
Wait. So when
what your goal should be when you're talking to somebody is you need to force them to give a clear answer or force a concession or whatever. And that's all you could really do if you feel like they're trying to flip it or whatever. But if otherwise they're just going to lead you around in the conversation the way that they want, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
All right.
But again, like, I think having it.
I'll do that next time. Okay, that is a good point. I will press really hard and just reel back to it until we actually get there. That's what I tried to do initially with the 40 seconds thing and the whole transformative thing. But I don't know. Like, I'm not used to getting that much pushback. I thought at least he would have had like an actual good point that kind of like caught me off guard. Like, I was expecting some pushback, like legitimate one, and I felt like I wasn't given legitimate pushback on any points. It's like we're just navigating and just running away, and then just, I don't know. You're right though. I should reel him back more often.
Yeah. Okay. It would probably help to, as lame as it sounds, like debating other people would probably help too, because Ethan is quite literally a professional. They have a whole show, like they're doing everything, so it's probably hard to like start with him, you know?
Yeah, okay. Here's the point. Like, he didn't even let me explain what something good to happen meant when I meant reacting to something, right? I think in the past we've had a lot of times where I'll react to something, and chat will deny this a lot. Okay, and there's some stats behind it. We could have gone to that. Where something good happens. I watch a video, I have fun. That's a good thing. Chat has fun. Cool. The creator gets views. Pog. The thing goes viral. Insane. Right? And then he gets money, and I guess I keep my own share of the fucking rev or something like that, right? And that's kind of cool, right? Because that's good. That's what I mean by that. To make something good is for people that enjoy more content across the board. And when people don't want me to react to shit, I don't do it, right?
Yeah,
because
I understand the arguments you're making now. This isn't about your arguments. It's about the arguments you made, right? I understand what your argument is here now. But I had to step away for a few minutes in the middle of that.
He didn't let me.
Did you make this argument? What?
Well, he didn't let me. I was about to elaborate on that.
Then this doesn't. Then I don't know why you're telling me this, right? I understand what you're saying, but like, if it didn't get brought up during the argument, then it doesn't matter now, right?
Well, it's very difficult. When he went on, we got really mad at that. Like, I'm some evil guy who just all money. When I have no idea what the fucking YouTube rev goes. Bro, the whole YouTube xQc clips goes 100 to my editor. I don't know what any of that fucking money goes. I know the main channel goes and I don't know how much to pay because I don't give a fuck. And the channel goes for growth and whatever. And it's like, it's not about the actual money of it. I don't know why there's no big
but did you
play.
tell him that? I don't because for them, they're just going to see money, right? And I think that's a fair point. It's just assume that streamers are in it for money, right?
I mean, if you see the world like that, I think things get kind of sad a little bit.
That's easy for you to say because you're a multi-millionaire. But for a lot of people, yeah, the money that they make from their work is a really important part of their world. I think that's a fair thing for them to feel.
Yes, and it's why it's intended. It's intended that the thing will be positive, and if it's not, that I'm a real back on it. And if there's a damage that is caused, they get everything that they would have gotten. So that's a good thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. I think everybody understands that. I think that's fair enough.
Sure, and I understand the argument you're making to me now, but this would be an argument you would make to him, right?
Well, I did. I don't think he gave a fuck.
You don't think he gave a fuck?
No. Well, he generally didn't. If it was all about revenue, I would just pay the editors a flat fee, and I would probably make like 1.5, 3 mil more a year on just flat out rev or some shit. Like, I would make a fuck ass ton if I care about rev. The whole point is that the YouTubers do good. And the whole point is that it makes something nice. Like, for everybody, for the people that watch the fucking cut downs and shit like that. And for him, it's like this big evil, Robin Hood, you're stealing. It's like, dude, it's not like that. If it was like that, people would have reached out. I have 6,000 hours of React, and we have 2 negative emails. Where's the data, bro? I don't see. The only person he had to prove the opposite was a guy that he DM'd out of his own will, which could have been a fucking paid actor for all I care. Literally came out of.
I don't know why would we accuse him of being a paid actor? We have no evidence of that at all, right?
Well, I don't have any evidence that he's not. So I mean,
I guess.
What?
Sure. I don't know why we would assume, the guy's messages sounded, reasonable. Okay, I could imagine a real-life person saying this. I don't know why we would assume that he's, a paid actor.
And if you want to make a really good argument and slam it to the ground, right, you could orchestrate that, right? I'm not saying it's a conspiracy theory, right? But do you really believe that I sent one DM and the one guy answered and his whole thing was crazy and was very much against you and it all lines up? Come on, you don't even believe that shit, bro.
Sure, but then the onus then would be on you to do the opposite. Well, I reached out to a couple people and this is what they said about the reaction.
What? But I did. He didn't let me. I said I have stats prepared. And he said he just moved on.
Well, but then make him go back.
He ended the call.
Well, he ended the call at the end because it seemed like the call was over. But I'm saying earlier.
No, I had stats. I had stats. I told him I had stats.
If you would have been listen, can we go over this one thing?
I did. Fine. I said, open the chat.
No, you didn't. Stop. You did not. You were just insulting him and fighting with him over and over again. You did the worm. Instead of doing the worm, you could have said hey, let's go over these stats. Ethan, can we just look at this? Ethan, I think this counts your argument. But that wasn't what happened. You guys started shit flinging and then you started memeing on him, and that was it. What do you mean?
Okay, no, okay. I did do the worm. That was kind of pog. I did say, open up the chat. I'm gonna dump some logs in there, and he just went off.
I don't remember that part. Maybe I just missed it. You just went off.
I did. Go back to the VOD. I said, open up the chat. I have stats. I'm gonna dump it.
Okay. I don't remember this part, but maybe. I feel like if you would have less combative and more chill, I feel like you could have just like we can rewatch the whole debate if you want. If you want to go over.
I'm not rewatching that, but listen.
Okay.
I absolutely 100% said open the chat. I even remember I used to move my mouse on the right side of the screen so I could get the fucking icon for chat so I could dump the fucking log. And I opened my second monitor and I even had the logs open because I was gonna go dump it. He didn't want to. He just molded like.
So someone in my chat, and I could be wrong. They said xQc didn't. He said your ass is gonna get cooked when I dump these logs and stats, and then he didn't do anything.
Well, I was doing on second monitor until he went off the fucking rails. So you understand now that I presented something. If you didn't think the data was, if you thought the data could have been valid, it would have been a very good point to have it on the podcast, right? It seems like he was brought up a point that could be helpful to the whole thing, and he completely dodged it. You're being given a solution to a problem that you keep bringing up, and then you move on. It seems like it could be in both parties' interest to say, okay, let's see it.
Yeah, maybe, but then again, the onus is on you to just like keep on track, right?
Oh man, then debating is for fucking cucks, and this is actual cuck livelihood, actually. So I mean,
it's all part of the it's all like keeping people on point is one of the hardest things to do in a conversation. Again, because remember, Ethan has an outline drawn up in front of him with every single thing he wants to say. So of course, he's going to keep the conversation going. If you don't hold him to certain points, he's just going to move on to the points that he wants to make, right? That's his whole.
Yeah, it just sucks that like I did have stuff to show, and I did mention it, and he just wouldn't give it some light. I think it'd be very helpful since he only had one graph that shows a declining video being watched that keeps declining, but at a less heavy rate. That seems like a W to me, to be honest. I've seen the curves. That curve looks pretty healthy for a video uploaded a couple days ago. He just, well, dude, it's like he doesn't even know his own stats. The guy has no fucking data analysis knowledge, like actually zero. I did stat.
Okay. I mean, that would have been an argument you could make to him, but I don't know what. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything with it now, but draw an outline next time. That's my.
Yes, I did. I did quantitative methods in fucking whatever the fuck. Quantitative methods. It's a class. Method quantitative or something like that. Okay, and we learn about stats and surveys and biases and shit like that. And that's what we do. And I know about this shit. Okay, I know that you cannot prove what would happen to a graph beforehand when there's already an established pattern before an event. It's fucking stupid. Okay, here's how it works. Okay, if you have a fucking data, okay, and it goes kind of like this. Okay, and your stats are going this 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and the curve goes like this, right? And you go, well, dude, look at this at the end there. Look, do you see what's happening to your chat? Well, it's still going down. So your impact at this particular zone is negative because it's going down. Well, look at the trends before it. It's all going down. No shit, you fucking moron. Like, you don't need a fucking time machine to prove that it's already going down, you fuckwad. What a balder. Like, what an actual fucking balder. Imagine using one graph like he did and actually try to use it as proof to anything. That shit is moronic as fuck. The guy makes me look like I fucking graduated from business school. Actual fucking know nothing balder, man. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, apparently people are saying I didn't see this part. This might have been the part that I stepped away from, and they said this was your strongest argument. So maybe this was a part that I missed that was the best part, but
it didn't decrease more. You are actually wrong about that. I can show you the stats behind it. We could look at it right now. Was it internet? What was it? Archivist or like what was this guy's name? It was internet some bullshit. Archivist, anarchist. Oh, this guy's in the chat. Actual fucking goat. Sizer or something. Okay. He tried to use this. Like, oh my god. that. Guys, I'm not trying to shit on the guy who made the video. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm pointing out the fact that it's Ethan who brought this up. Like it's like the smoking gun. Like you need to understand, if you understand stats, that there is almost a better argument for me for the fact that it declined almost less in actual curve. Literally, less than the trends presented before. Literally, I have a better argument against this than he has for it. He tried to use it against me? What a stupid fucking moron!
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Okay, but I think communicating it in a helpful way would be better, right? Well, so, do you have my stream open right now?
So, he communicated a
hold on,
graph of sucking dick.
I understand. Do you have my stream open right now?
Oh, let me get you up. Fucking moron. Like actual buster, man. Go ahead.
Okay, so the argument that you're trying to make is that there was an established trend, right? That if you look at the viewership,
yes,
it looks like the trend was in this direction, okay? Theoretically, right?
Yes.
And the argument that you're trying to make is even though the viewership might have decreased, we shouldn't be comparing the viewership to the next day. What we should be comparing the difference between the new viewership and where the trend actually was, right? Yes. So your actual comparison is here. So arguably, right, if you integrated these 2 points from August 1st to August 2nd, and then you took the difference of the two, there could theoretically be a gain in viewership, even though there's a loss on paper in viewership, because the new trend is outperforming the prior trend, right? That would be a way of explaining it, but instead I think you just call him a balding, malding cuck. I don't think you actually like illustrate this point.
Which still is loaded with more facts than his usage of the graph itself, right? So in terms of actual truth, my proof is way higher than his is. Even though I called him bald, it's still more true than graph being useful for his argument, dude.
I don't know what your goal is right now. Are you just trying to... If you're trying to convince him or his audience, you have to come at it from a nicer perspective. But if you want to like meme on him, you can meme on it. But then you can't be surprised when he's like, "Well, I felt like this call wasn't productive," and then hangs up.
Oh man, I did pretty good there, to be honest. I called him out on his graph usage that was cringe as fuck. Okay, and on top of which, like he thought this was like a smoking gun. Well, it's decreasing, lol W. That's like some guy saying like a, well, dude, whenever when you smoke outside, right? Well, you're causing the earth to fucking, to freeze. Here's proof. It's the beginning of winter, and the temperature's going down every day, and you're smoking. I mean, got him, dude, lol. How do you even debate somebody that has so little knowledge instead that he actually thinks that? That's like trying to talk about like some crazy graph theory to somebody who's still putting the shapes in the little boxes. This is a star, that's a circle, that's a square. Like you can't even begin to explain. I don't have to go into a background of multitude of knowledge and stat understanding. The guy is fucking bricked and bald. You get that?
I don't understand what your goal is. Are you trying to convince me of this? Or are you trying to say that you did a good job at convincing him of this?
Oh man. Well, I tried.
Having like the facts is just one part of an argument, especially a debate. The second way is how you present them, right?
Okay.
And so, all I'm going over right now is I'm just going over your presentation of things. You might have been like factually in the correct part, but that's not really what we're talking about. We're just talking about whether or not the presentation was good or not. That's what we're focused on right now, right?
Okay. Even though you might be correct on this one, right? You're correct about this, right? If he's the one presenting it initially, right? It's kind of like up to him to do a good job of it, and he didn't.
He did. Well, I think he did a good job at winning optically on his end of looking good, of like having a compelling argument in front of his audience, which is really the only thing he cares about, right?
I mean, I have juicers, okay, that are kind of like me, okay? They watch a guy who doesn't speak English 3/4 of the fucking time, okay, and is bad at everything, and somehow we looked smarter than these cavemen in this bitch. Okay, bro, he actually tried to use this graph as something of value. The man didn't fucking pass 8th grade stat or math. It's fucking weird. Like, what?
Yeah.
At that point, like, pull out the little box with the fucking shapes or some shit. Like, let's do a crossword puzzle. At that point, we'll have more success on proving anything with that than the graph that he used. Like, what the fuck? When it was time for my data, to show up, bro just went on a fucking absolute dank mode. Like, you know, like, I don't even know, man. I don't know. I guess I suck at debating. I'll get better one day. Okay, I generally feel like it. I don't mind being bad at it. I think there's always a starting point for everything. I think better than last time, but
yeah, you can bet. It's just like a deliberate. Like again, like I think you're really hung up on like factually who's correct or who's not correct, but that's just one part of a conversation, right? Have you ever seen like the triangle, like logos, pathos, ethos?
Yes.
Yeah, like there are different parts to creating a compelling argument, and just being factually correct is only one part of that triangle. And arguably, there's like even more things to keep in mind than just that, right?
Like what?
Well, like how do you appear in front of the audience? Do you feel calm? Do you seem like somebody they would respect? Somebody they would trust? And then like with the arguments that you're making, are you making them in a dispassionate way that somebody can understand rather than like screaming them at somebody? Like these are all part of like the ethos and the pathos part. Like you're really fixated on the logos part where you're like, well, if my argument's logical, I should be able to say you're a balding cuck, you know, fuck you. But the reality is you're missing out on a lot of the other parts of appealing to an audience by doing that. So even if you are factually correct, the audience isn't going to perceive you that way.
Okay. And you think he did a good job at doing that?
That's what I would say. Yeah, he seemed to be. I know you think he was molding, but I think he was super calm the entire time. I think he was probably pretty happy with how the conversation went. Like,
really? I did not get that vibe at all. To be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, you can always rewatch it, or you can pull your. Or who would you trust? I guess who would you trust to give you that opinion?
An unbiased person. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's my actual thought, right? In a debate like this, it's a lot. It'd be about optics, I think, and a lot of it is like when you're the savior of the world, right? When you're the guy that's the good guy, you're gonna have a much easier job that's going to be cut out for you at proving your point or looking good for optics, right? And overall, right? I think it's fair to say that he had his work cut out for him overall to look good, like he's trying to help the world and all that bullshit. But it should have been a landslide, really, with how bad I am at optics. It was not a landslide at all. This should have been a landslide for him because he's the cool guy, right? So the fact that he kind of like had to just give up on a lot of points and go on in circles. I mean, shit. I think it was chat. You guys did not say that until Destiny said something. Okay, this goes into objective things that you guys don't even understand the concept of. Okay, and you're just going off of what Destiny says because you want to have popular opinion. You guys never had an actual opinion of your own. Same way that when I've had other debates with Tate and shit like that, and you end up being proven wrong later down the line in the fucking VODs, and I called you guys dumb fucks out because. Oh, dude, because you just think with what chat says and you just copy it because you want fucking validation. You're an idiot. It doesn't matter who I'm debating. It doesn't matter who I'm debating, okay? I out of self-respect, okay, not looking like a cucklord, I could not cut somebody off at the end like that and just escape the fucking dialogue when there's an attempt at resoluting and actually fucking talking further about more points. That is like the most cowardly dog shit of all time, especially when somebody's a guest. That's just not the way to do it. Do you agree with that or not?
I mean, it just depends. Like I'm sorry. Like for me, I don't ever like to hang up calls because I feel like I'm correct and I'm good. But like if you feel like you've won the argument, if you feel like you've made all the points you need to make, and you feel like your opponent is floundering, and you feel like they're not going to say anything else to contribute well. Then at that point, I mean, if somebody's like, yeah, fuck it, I am going to cut this person off, I think that's fair. I mean, I wouldn't fault somebody for it necessarily.
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, it seems like people's narrative flips on based on what you're saying. It's really odd to me. I felt we didn't really get anywhere. That's all. Next time I'll be better at being one invited to do a topic and then keeping the host on track with what we're trying to do right now. I didn't know how to be the dad all the time. I mean, especially when you're the one who says that I'm the one that's stupid and bad, right? I think you have to make an effort to do better than I do, right? I think overall in terms of optic, if you're gonna call me stupid and bad and a child, right? I think it's up to you to show that you can do better, right? And but him cutting me off from the get-go, that's kind of crazy. I don't think he did a very good job of that. Yeah, I mean, you want to do it right now? I mean, I'll pull up before I go to bed. I've been awake for very long.
Yeah, go to bed. We can play. I think tomorrow. I'm pretty free.
Yeah.
I'm doing a debate panel tonight with a guy, but tomorrow I'm like free like all night.
Oh, so. Debate what?
I'm doing a debate panel with a guy tonight, but I'm free tomorrow all day. So.
What do they mean? A debate what?
I don't know.
Bro, you said I'm doing a debate something.
I'm doing a debate panel. There's a panel, like 3 or 4 people that are going to be on. Yeah.
Oh, a panel. Gotcha.
Panel.
Okay, panel. Yeah.
Pain anal, whatever you want to be. Panel is like usually excruciating anal porn, but you know if that's what you're into, go for it.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ! You did not have to tell me that. What the?
I mean, you're the one that just said panel like 3 times in a row.
Oh man, brother, Jesus, man. Okay, bruh. Thank you for the information. So how's your life going anyway?
My life's okay. Doing a lot of traveling this month because we're going to Sweden to visit Melina for a bit.
What, she lives over there right now?
Do what?
She lives over there right now?
Oh yeah, she got her green card like a month or 2 ago, and now she's finally gets to travel because she hates the fucking United States. So now that she's got her green card, she's been in Sweden and kind of traveling a bit. So yeah.
That's cool.
No. Do you have a green card or?
Oh no, I don't have to worry about
it. Oh no, you got the extraordinary athlete visa or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a free win. It's kind of dank. Yeah, it's really. I think visas got harder to get, and then it kind of got like easier. I don't know. They stopped giving out for free like the fucking the P1s, the P1As. They stopped giving them out like really easy because back in the days esports was easy. Bing, 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 bing. After a while, they kind of stopped doing it. The P1As, and it got way harder. And it's why there's a lot of teams that just they couldn't compete anymore. They couldn't get visas down. And he said, "Fuck it, just go for 01," and it just kind of worked out.
I think with COVID, I think a lot of the visa stuff, the immigration shit seems to be really slow too. But yeah, I don't know.
You can get expedited for 3K or 8K, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's literally fucking. It's actually pay to win. It legitimately is.
For immigration, that's generally how it works in a lot of countries. Like, there's a lot of countries where if you're willing to make like a $100,000 investment, even they'll give you like citizenship, or some places like $1 million or 500,000 that you can immigrate as long as you're willing to make some kind of like business investment into the country. They'll
like Malta and shit or something.
Yeah.
That's gonna, bro. Chad, this fucking website doesn't take anything at all. Like, oh my goodness. It's down. Pay money. Say discover future payments. Passing payments. God, it actually worked out. Bing bong. Okay, and then what else? Can you explain to me, bro? I'm not gonna be the one of those guys that says, "Dude, cook this." I'm not doing that. Yeah, you get that?
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine it too. Yeah.
Like, how does that work? Are you guys like in love?
Oh, I hope so. I am. Unless she's just fucking with me, you know? CLM.
Don't, you know they're gonna eat that shit up, man. Why do you do that to yourself, man? Like, now they're just gonna do it, man.
Oh, they weren't making the comments till I said something? Did I just fuck it up?
I mean, but you just inflame it. Like, now they're gonna seal the fuck out of you.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. It's there. Listen, it's my life. I don't care what other people think. I'm the one that has to live it at the end of the day. When I log off, they can have their opinions, but I'm the one that's like living my life. Why the fuck would I care what they think?
Okay, what are your thoughts about men who don't allow their girlfriends to go out with revealing clothing and things that they like wearing?
I think it depends on the culture and like who is making which claims, I guess. Like if you're, for instance, if both of you are like very conservative and you guys are you guys like go to church and shit or whatever, and you don't want your wife to go out like in a fucking super skimpy outfit, like that's kind of fair. That makes sense. I do think it's really weird though that God.
If you're super what?
If you're like both like very conservative, you go to like church and shit, and you don't want your wife like presenting a certain way. I think that's probably fair. I think that's more than fair. But if you guys are like both like normal like party kids or whatever, you meet somebody at a club or I don't know, like some shit, and then after you meet them, you want to change their entire lifestyle. I think that's kind of weird. Like I don't know why you would expect somebody to go for that.
Okay, yeah, interesting.
Like I think like the Jonah Hill stuff was a little silly. Like if he met this girl like as a surfer, Instagram influencer or whatever, and then he's like, I don't want you to do that anymore. It's like, okay, well that's probably not gonna work out for your life. Like,
so the ways that they give me some vibes though with these boundaries, it seemed like there was like a pre-established thing that like he didn't like that she was still doing it. That's how it looked to me from afar, right? But maybe people didn't get that impression. It felt like there was like an established behavior in that regard. But I just based off the language, but maybe he's just that mad that it sounds like that off the get-go. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts about that?
It could be. It's really hard to say. I don't like to make a lot of assumptions because my relationships can be crazy.
Yeah,
I've been in fights with things about it. Yeah, I hate to see like a few text messages and make assumptions because like there are a lot of messages where it could be like the finest thing in the world or it could be really crazy abusive. Like for instance, maybe prior to this they had conversations and he was like, I love that you surf and I love you do this stuff, I'm super supportive, and then like a year in he completely changed up and they're like, that's kind of shitty.
Big swap. Yeah.
But it could also be that this was like close to the beginning of the relationship and he said like, hey, I'm a little uncomfortable when you do this, like could you change this, blah blah blah, in which case it wouldn't be that shitty at all. It just depends. But it's hard. I don't like anybody that comes out with like a really strong statement on somebody's relationship. It's like, bro, you're seeing like a selection of text messages, you have no fucking idea. Right? The guy could be a piece of shit, the guy could be whatever. Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It's why I always approach things in the best way that I can, right? And then make assumptions so that, and then they make a lot of statements and it gets damaged and it gets weird and then it's like hard to reel back. It's like, I always try to, if people say, you're defending it. It's almost like people always like want you to attack everything. And if you're not, you're defending. And I don't really agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
That if you're, wait, say that point again.
People, and at least from my perspective, it seems like whenever you're like, guys, like, let's not make crazy assumptions. People say, oh, so you're gonna defend. Like, neutral is not a good position for people anymore, and I think that's kind of weird. Like, I think that's my take on it. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's annoying. I did the same thing with the stream card thing. People will be like, if you're not willing to jump to assumptions, then it must mean that you're like hardcore defending the other.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Working together.
Yeah, I agree. That's stupid, but I mean,
it's what happened with like earlier. I was watching you see that like the Fauci tube. You know what? Fuck it. Give me the thing on the Fauci tube. Chat. There's downloading it. It's only 2 more minutes for downloading. You see the Fauci tube thing?
Yeah, like I watched it and it's like it's pretty oof. It's I would say like I think it definitely meets the bar for like icky, maybe a little creepy, but like rapey or assault or like anything like that. Like I don't think so. Like the girl didn't seem like ultra fucking wasted or anything.
She wasn't ultra drunk. And
was she ultra? Did she get ultra drunk later? Because from what I watched, it looked like she had like 2 drinks, and she didn't seem like super wasted at all.
It gets weird. He's like kind of like emotionally like fake baiting, connecting. It's just really weird.
No. Like, so like that's what I'm saying. Like for sure icky, but then also it's like, I mean, like a girl will be like, oh yeah, I've got a dog, and a guy might say some retarded shit like, oh I love puppies, like oh let me see your dog, and he doesn't give a fuck.
And he starts crying, and he starts crying about it literally, and he says like, and he hugs you and crying. I think that's. To me,
that's what I'm saying. Like, definitely ick, but like, yeah. But is it like rapey or anything like weird or horrible? Like, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely creepy and stupid. But
okay,
like,
what about the fact that like, let's say they had an intercourse, right? Like leaking it instantly, without I assume, without really asking about it, like directly to the camera to people. I think that's weird.
I mean, weird, yeah. But like, is it wrong? Is it wrong to tell somebody you fucked somebody? Like. I mean, like again, I think it's bad practice, and I think it looks bad. I think it looks poor on him because it makes him seem kind of like a virgin. But I mean, I don't know. Like it's dumb. You shouldn't do it, but I don't have like super strong feelings about this.
Well, I would feel really shitty if I did something personal with somebody, right? And they just went straight up and just said, "Oh, by the way, we did this very intimate thing, Pog," and they had to wipe the fucking cum out of their mouth. Like, okay, like, bro, like, Jesus Christ. I think a little bit of understanding there would be pretty good. I don't know what the fuck. Especially when these elements are all compounded, right? And they stack. It makes a really bad sandwich, right? When it's a lot of it. Do you agree with that or not?
Yeah, like the combination of her maybe being sex trafficked with him like showing a lot of empathy for it, combined with him giving her money, combined with him getting his audience to give her money, combined with her getting a little bit tipsy. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all of it comes together. Be like, no, that's kind of
It's like 20% bad on every angle. Well, you get to 100% bad like at the end. Like I feel like you're going at so many angles at the same time, right? It's I mean, yeah, it's why. To me, it was a little bit more than icky for sure. I think it was just sort of creepy. Like actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. That's why I'm saying like yeah, like icky or creepy, I could definitely see. But like past that, people are trying to say, oh, he like raped her, she was wasted. But like I don't know, I think it's kind of yeah.
I want to get a ragdoll cat.
You want to get a what?
A ragdoll cat. My assistant had one, and I really liked it.
What is a ragdoll cat?
It's just a ragdoll, man. It's the breed, Brett.
Okay, I have no idea what that means, but okay.
It's a ragdoll. It's like a nice ragdoll, man.
A ragdoll cat.
It's the breed, Brett.
What does it look like, Brett?
It looks like look how cute it is. Oh my god, I'll look at you in chat. Look
Just
at it.
Fucking Google it. You okay?
Look at that.
Ragdoll.
Isn't it so cute?
Oh, I see. Oh wait, this is like Mimi, right? In Pokemon's cat.
Pokemon's cat?
Yeah, isn't this it? Am I wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, I've hung out with her before. What's going on with Pokemon anyway? She seems so closed off out of everybody.
I don't know. You tell me. Is something going on with her?
Do you not hang out with her?
No, I live in Miami.
Why?
Because my wife wanted to live here. Beaches, warm weather, Eastern time zone, and LA was getting meh. Also, fucking state taxes.
Yeah, true. Bro, that shit quarterly. I'm not gonna be out of touch. Okay, it's not like that. I'm not gonna be out of touch, man. I'm not gonna be out of touch. I'm fine. It's whatever. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, good job. Good for you. Good restraint.
Do you pay quarterly?
Nah, I don't care.
You don't care. It's like saying the IRS taxes, dude. When the IRS knocks at my door, I just lock it.
So heads up to everybody. This is not tax advice, so take of this what you will or whatever. Personally, I don't pay quarterly because I'd rather just like manage and invest my money. I just pay in a lump sum at the end of the year, and the penalties for not paying quarterly are insanely small.
Really?
So yeah, so there's like, who cares? I want to say like if you owe like $10,000 to the government, like the penalty for not paying quarterly is like it's like $400 or $500. I don't know. It's like really, really small.
What if you owe like in the millions? Is it like massive or not?
If you owe in the millions, maybe your penalties in the thousands. But like as a percentage of what you owe, the penalties for not paying quarterly are just so small that it's like who cares?
I had no idea.
Yeah. Now for not hitting payroll and stuff, you can run into much worse things. Or
What's
if you
that?
don't pay your tax.
Yeah. If you're not, go ahead, say it.
Or if you don't like you don't pay your tax at all, like if you miss like the April, is it 15th or 25th? If you miss the actual like tax payoff date, then interest and penalties can start to occur, and that gets bad. But like you're not required. Well, my understanding is you're not required to be careful. I'm just a random streamer, but you're not required by the IRS to pay quarterly. Some people just do that because they think it's convenient.
Oh no, I think they have you paid quarterly. I'm pretty sure, but no, for me, what was it?
If you have an advisor or an accountant, he'll probably recommend that you pay quarterly because if you forget and you don't save enough money by the end of the year, people can get fucked.
Yeah, 100%.